Good morning, possibly even good afternoon. Welcome everyone to the Trackmania World Tour. It's the EU Regional and to Megalol. Who are these people on your screens? But before you go anywhere, let's introduce ourselves. I feel like we deserve a chance, at least, Twiggy. I'm Nua Lake, and this is Twiggy.
Hi.
That's it, I think. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Twiggy.
Yep.
We're looking forward to some matches today.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's the first time I've really been in the kind of real top tier of Trackmania, so I'm really interested to see how good everybody is and how many times that nobody will crash whatsoever. That'll be cool.
You know, I appreciate you describing our drivers today as the top tier, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it too. They will now have to do a little bit of work to prove that to us, because we are here not with the Grand League, not with the Challenger League, but one step down from both of those with the EU Regional. An open competition, anyone could enter, and we will see how these things do ultimately play out. Seeding for this event has been taken from the ranked ladder, so our players have been grinding for a little while now, Twiggy. We are going to see, I think, a disparity of skill across the day. We're going to be trying to bring the highest quality matches to you, but I'm not convinced we're always going to succeed.
Yeah, no, that could, it is what it is with open kind of brackets. Anything could happen. We're going to see probably some stomps. That's fine. That's cool. That's entertaining. And that's what we're here for today. So
Entertainment. I mean, it's always entertaining, and we have some entertaining maps as well. We will be using that same pool of 10 maps that are being used all across the Trackmania World Tour. I could list them from memory, definitely. I won't. That's a personal choice. No. All I know is that I mispronounced Flip of Faith multiple times trying to say it this morning, and I'm definitely awake now. It'll definitely be fine. But we have those 10 maps. They're difficult, Twiggy. I mean, they're difficult maps.
They are, yes. I have only attempted one of them. It took me more tries than I care to admit to get a even relatively good time. So hey, this is great. I'm sure everybody is better than me, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Is them ruining my own self-confidence. That's the fun part.
That's the joy, I think, of being a caster in most esports in general, is, you get your self-confidence ruined every time you see a 15-year-old who's just significantly more cracked than you'll ever be at a game.
Yeah, no, the amount of times that has happened to me, I think I've aged about 5 years just from stress of seeing everybody be better than me at every single thing that I ever hoped to accomplish in my life. There was a time I wanted to be a pro esports player. Nah, it's never happening. It's just never happening.
Much more fun to talk about them instead. And these players, they will be very good at these maps for the most part, but they don't need to be good at every single one. Each of these matches is going to be 2v2, and each team will get 2 bans as well. One at the top, each team will then pick 2 maps, and then they will get 1 more ban before the final map is chosen at random. And that does mean that these players, there will be maps that they're less practiced on. There will be maps, I assume, that we're going to see significantly less of in general as well, Twiggy, because some of them players just won't want to go near.
Yeah, there are some maps definitely that have some tricks to them that I feel like if you get them down and if you get them really consistent and get them with good speed, you're just going to be completely unstoppable, because some of those maps definitely have problem areas, I would call them, for certain teams. Like if you haven't gone through it and really grinded that out, it's going to be quite difficult to keep up with teams that have really grinded difficult parts of certain maps.
Yeah, I mean, some of those problem areas, it's going to be the identities. We'll call them out specifically as well. But other than that, I do like the maps for this year's map pack for the TMGL. I do think that in general, the identity has been more integrated into the identity of each map, which is a confusing way to say it, but I think I'm making my point, which is that in general, the maps don't just feel like they have a very difficult section tacked on at the end. It feels like, there's kind of build up to that identity. In Gyroscope, there's a weird ice loop in the middle of it as well, and there's more ice in general throughout the map. It does feel like you're building towards something, and it feels more cohesive as a whole. I really like these maps.
Yeah, actually, some of the maps that I thought, from a first glance, can't remember what the map's called, but the one that at first glance, very high speed, speed fun kind of thing, very techy a lot of the way throughout, and that's kind of what you see throughout a lot of it. Is there's a lot of different kind of styles that come together, and I think it makes it really kind of difficult to I don't know, it's more holistic,
Yeah,
I like it's not just the
word.
same thing throughout. It's not just a dirt track that goes all the way through, and it's all outside turns, and very fun. You want lots of speed, cool. There's a lot of different kind of stuff going on. You have to it's cool. It's cool. I like it. Words escape me sometimes, and that's just the way life is.
Yeah, all right. Twiggy, you've been called out, by the way, in chat as having a wheel in the background by the best wheel player in the world in Trackmania,
Yeah.
so you will at some point now have to go live stream.
1v1 me.
He said it, not me, all right? I have no part in this, all right? Best of luck with that, Twiggy. You will notice that we are talking plenty about the maps and we're talking about what's going on in chat. We're maybe talking a little bit less about the players today, and again, the fact that it was so open for qualification that anyone will be playing, we don't know what's going on. These first couple of rounds are going to be absolutely wild. We have been told, because it's open, some of the TM Challenger teams, some of the Grand League teams are allowed to enter if they want to try and get some more points for the regional, if they want to try and have a second route into some of the events that are happening later in the season that you need to qualify for through these events. So we're going to wait and see as the day plays out, as the weekend plays out. Things are going to become more clear to us as to who our favorites actually are.
Yeah, it's going to be the thing where, we're going to get throughout the day, and obviously towards the end, we're going to be really looking at the kind of best of the best kind of players that are not in the Challengers League or whatever. Although there may be some better players. I've seen weirder things happen at sea. So look, the first few games, maybe we'll see some stomps. Maybe who knows? But as we get through the day, the quality is going to increase quite a lot, and there's a lot up for stakes. There's a lot up for grabs. There are some high stakes today. So obviously, getting into that top 8 is going to give you qualification to the promotion and relegation tournament. Getting into the top 1 is going to give you qualification to the All Stars Championship throughout the regionals, and also there are Trackmania World Tour points to go through, and we'll kind of get towards that as we go later on in the stream. We don't need to bombard you with information immediately. We'll get onto some gameplay before we get further on into the I don't look. I've got a big brain. You guys have tiny brains. I'll break it down for you line by line.
You've arrived on stream this morning. You've asked to 1v1 a TMGL player, and you've insulted chat by calling them foreheads. And I mean,
yeah, that's my brand.
Good. We're here to make friends and take no prisoners at all, and we will be getting into some gameplay sooner rather than later. We have a lot of details. Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so self-described nice guy Twiggy calling chat 3 heads and then leaving. We do have lobby details, and we are waiting for teams to join that one, and we will be getting a first match sooner rather than later, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We will, as we say, get to see the pick and ban of it. That all happens server side, and it is just a really nice system. Of course, 2v2, this is going to be only 2 players on each team, and that's new for this season as well. Teams in TMGL, teams in competitive play in general, and that's been a lot of fun to watch. I think it definitely adds a little bit more spice to these rounds.
Yeah, I think it's gonna make for a much more, sometimes like things are over very quickly. We want a good amount of drama going on, and I think as we go through it, we'll see. I've looked through some of the other regional leagues. There has definitely been some drama going on, some really close matches. So it makes for really good competition, I think.
That's true. And even then, in some of the other regions, there were clear favourites coming in a lot of the time. 1 or 2 teams coming into the regional who were very good. And we have been repeatedly warned that EU is impossible to predict, that there are just so many good teams floating around. It makes sense, right? France is in Europe, and there's a lot of very good French Trackmania players, but there's a lot of very good European players outside of France as well. And so seeing some of these teams, seeing who can actually pull through, seeing who has a good day on the day, who's the most practiced on these maps, I'm looking forward to it. Twiggy, we're going to stick on the 2v2 format for a brief second longer, though, because you have described yourself as much smarter than chat. And so I am going to need you to now describe to chat the point scoring system in 2v2.
Okay, so basically, how it works. Obviously, if you're the top 2, you get an ace. That's very cool. If both of your players win against the other 2, you're immediately better than everybody else on the server. The game's over like that. No, you get 3 points for an ace. If you come first and third, you get 2 points. No, you don't. You get 1 point. I'm a dumb sometimes. But obviously, if you get first and fourth, and then the other team gets second and third, it's a stalemate. Nobody gets any. You're bad. Stop. Try again. Everybody gets another go. If you come second and third and they come first and fourth, the same. That's how I described it. So that's great. And as you get more points, you win the game. Very cool.
Yeah. Look, ultimately, it is slightly more complex than previously, but what it does boil down to is drive faster than your opponents. You will get points when you see one of the teams with 10 or more points in the match. They have won that match. We're then going to play a best of 5 of those matches across up to 5 different tracks. And then whoever wins 3 of those matches first, whoever wins 3 maps, is going to win, will progress through our single elim termination. Great. We love to see it. It's going to be very, very easy. We are getting players into lobby now. We have a single team in here. We're waiting for a second team to arrive, and fingers crossed we will get a second team in. The two teams that we do have playing for you in this first match are OSB Black versus a TMCL team. We're going to kick things off with a very strong one. We have BS Plus Competition joining us in lobby, Twiggy.
Yes, I look. Hold on. I'm just trying to get this join link going. It's not working on my game, so I'm gonna have to watch your screen. That's all good. That's great. That works for me. You know what?
What's really useful is that that's a very high quality Discord stream that is going to Twiggy at the moment.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't sound like if it doesn't sound like he knows what's going on, it's because he can't actually see what's going on at the moment. But that's probably
we'll call
fine.
It that. Yeah, we'll call it that. I can't see what's going on, not that I'm, absolutely clueless. That's great. That works for me.
Yep, absolutely. I do see some players joining in. I am excited to see this one with the BS Plus. I mean, obviously, they, I think, have to be one of the teams that we favor coming in today, given as they are a TMCL team as well. But also, I got carried by Dark and Ranked a while ago. So, that's going to be fun. I get to see him in his natural environment, see him playing much more difficult maps than Track 5 of the campaign. And we are underway. I'm going to swap into game here. We do have a pick and ban starting to happen. Oh, I'm swapping. It's going to happen. There we go.
Hey.
Gyroscope banned. First map banned away.
Ooh, okay.
And it is banned by the red team. The red team is Team BS Plus. The blue team is the team of OSV Black. And the black team will ban back and forth.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what map everybody goes. You said every time you were tuning into a regional, every time you were tuning into the Grand League, it was just gyroscope all over. Just everybody gyroscope. But it's freestyle first.
Yeah, it will be freestyle picked by the blue team. See what the answering pick is then by BS Plus Competition. What are they feeling good on? What do they want to see? Discussion going on. They have a little bit of time to think about it. And it is an interesting format as well. Letting players having a bit more agency in what maps they're going to play. And does lead to some of those mind games as well. I mean, as the season progresses, Twiggy, we are going to see more teams. It's going to be known what they're good at, but at the moment in the first regional, in the first couple of events, teams will have been hiding what they're good at. Times will be being driven offline. Yeah. There'll be mind games to try and bait people into picking maps against you. And for a team like BS Plus Competition as well, in the early rounds of this open regional here, they may want to hide what their best picks are.
It's Reps that is picked next. I do like Reps. It's got a lot of tight kind of turns, a lot of techie kind of corners. It can lead to some good optimization. Slow down third.
Yeah, slow down third. There will be one more pick by the red team. We will see what BS Plus Competition want to pick for their last map. Then both teams will get one more ban each in the final map. If we go to a map 5, we have to say it may be a little bit unlikely on this match in particular. But if we went to a map 5, that one would have been picked at random. Slippy Slides, the 4th map picked.
Slippy Slides. Yes, a lot of How do you put Slippy Slides? There's there's a lot of Slippy Slides, but it's very fun at the end. I do love seeing that one.
Yeah, it is fun. Agility Dash banned away by BS Plus, and one more ban to come through then. All of these maps are going to be an awful lot of fun once we do get into them, once we start seeing them played on out. And I'll say it, I do think that potentially we are seeing...
yes.
I think we're going to see it. Flip of Faith is picked randomly. It's exciting, Twiggy, but like... what are the odds that we actually get there?
Wow, come on. I can hope. Give me hope, at least. That's all I have in this world.
No, that seems more than fair.
I just want to see cars go zoom in the air. That's fun. Isn't it? Am I
car
wrong?
Vroom. No, I'm on board with car going vroom. That sounds like a good time.
Thank you.
With how this plays out, we will be going on freestyle first. Freestyle the map picked by, I think, our underdogs here, OSV Black. Which does mean that this is going to need to be a strong start to the competition for them. They're going to need to come out swinging on a map that they selected. That's going to be very difficult against the team of BS Plus Competition, against one of our TMCL lineups, seeing if you can actually take a match to them, if you can challenge them even on your own map pick.
Yeah. Gyroscope now. No, wait, wasn't Gyroscope? Oh, no, yeah,
no. Just warming up. We were just saying...
My bad. Look, I'm looking at this through a... It's a bit scuffed. It's fine. Here we go. There we go. Okay. I can see things happening. Just about. We're working my best to fix that, but
Yeah, we'll try and make sure that by the end of this stream, Twiggy can see absolutely nothing at all. OSB Black in the blue, Buzzy and Maxtrack up against Default and Dark of BS Plus competition. We're underway with a warm-up, just a warm-up for the time being, as we will be on board with Dark, just to see how things go on our first track here, where we'll be playing on Freestyle.
Freestyle. Race is going to start just now. All right, time to see what everybody's made of.
Time indeed to see what these drivers can actually do, what kind of times they are capable of setting. We'll ride on board with the BS Plus team for the start of this round. Lovely car skins that they have for it, and they're trying to keep pace with everyone. Nice and easy through these first corners of the track. No mistakes just yet. A drift to the left means maybe a chance there that someone goes flying off the edge at some point. But you expect these players to have sections like this down at this point of the competition. There should be no mistakes. It is Dark falling a little bit behind the leading pack at the moment, though, and it could potentially be a first round win for OSB Black. This loop is where things can make or break. Everyone through cleanly.
Time for the inside dirt hit. And hey, look, I was looking at the records for this one. There's some interesting stuff going on the world records here. Fortunately, they're not allowed to do that anymore, so they have to go around that one. They have to go around the long way. And Dark falling behind, it does mean that, unfortunately, it looks like BSC is going to start. Oh, no. Oh, no. The little dirt climb not quite working out. Oh, dear. It doesn't matter either way. Looks like both the players are going to be at the bottom of the leaderboard. Oh, wait. No, never mind. I was wrong. But if Dark can make this, hey, you're back in the game, but it doesn't look like it. No, it is going to be OSV Black to take the first points.
Yeah, and as we see there, they take a first and a third. They get 2 points. A second and a fourth is enough for a single point then for BS Plus, and see if they can get anything done. I'm not sure if we're currently getting in-game sounds. I don't think we are, and so I'm going to keep working to try and fix that here in the background.
Well, in the meantime, BSC off to another decent start, but obviously, to begin with, everybody is going to be tightly packed up. It seems like everybody splits apart when we get to that little jump towards the middle of the map. But right now, a little bit of penalty snow that for Default. As I go for the long uphill, it is going to be the jump up next. Ooh, almost a bonk. Again for Default, I think, but they're all keeping up with each other this time around.
Yeah, hey, in-game sound possibly still missing, and honestly, it may be after this match that we get around to trying to fix it. But in the meantime, that just means that we have to talk louder and drown out the sounds of no sound at all. Dark still struggling a little bit behind the rest of the pack here, struggling to keep pace here on this first map as they'll head up into that identity. They will try for the jump and will miss it. There's a couple of players missing it though. Buzzy takes a round win. Maxtrack in the meantime is struggling on this. Full reset necessary as Dark is still trying to get over the top, and I think we're going to see two non-finishes here on this second round, and that's going to be a round win then for Buzzy as the player to win it. Takes 2 points again. Default picks up 1 for the second place. Yeah,
difficult to get that gearing in the end, it looks like, for these players. Although it seems like Buzzy is getting it down quite nicely. It's just everybody else having a little bit of trouble getting the right amount of speed to keep that gear.
Yeah. Very important on these early turns as well to keep those gears as you go through it. Dark with a faster start this time around is leading the pack, and we'll jump back to Default. Everyone through these first turns, look, we expect it. It's not too difficult. These players should be practiced on it. It does start to come to that ring checkpoint in the middle, judging your line through it, and that is where we're really seeing things start to make or break. At the moment, Default leads. Dark has fallen behind once again, and OSV Black, they're on their way through. Does anyone fail on the checkpoint? Maxtrack is low. It looks like everyone cleanly through once again.
It was really nice from Maxtrack taking a low but kind of a nice parabola through that one. Very good word for that. Although nice a little bit of a bump through the last part. Yeah, it is a nice word. But keeping up with everybody. Here's the thing. Doesn't matter, because as soon as you get to this one, 2 players are pretty much out of it straight away. Oh no, not this time. Oh, Buzzy again.
Buzzy and Dark both failing again. Maxtrack took a first place over Default, and Dark will be trying to get through. It looks like Buzzy will find a finish, and Dark will not make it through this identity again. Well, sorry, I tell a lie. Did eventually make it through this time around. It's another 2 points for OSV Black this time around, though. They've taken a 2 to 1 point lead in every round. They're up to 6 there. Just 2 more rounds of this away from winning map 1.
Indeed. Oh, wait, I might have just got into... Oh, my... guys, I'm not looking at the game in 15 FPS anymore. It's a miracle.
We're back. Happening.
Hold on.
Okay.
just take over for a second while I'm...
Yeah, all right, we'll keep watching through this one as Dark, once again, out to a slightly slower start than his opponents in it. And I did tell a lie, this is not the TMCL squad. This is a different version of BS Plus competition. As we'll keep on board anyway and maybe give OSB Black a little bit more chance, give them a little bit more credit in their chances of winning this match overall. Right now, they are looking strong on the map that they picked, and everyone gets through that ring checkpoint cleanly, not risking it, some of them, and that has given a chance for Default to get back towards the front of this pack, and he's been clean on this identity. So is Buzzy. It's big speed for Default towards the end of this track. As long as he's clean through the end, he'll be fine. But Max Track and Buzzy are both there. Dark is also here, and surely this time around, Dark will make... Nope. No, Dark did not make it cleanly through.
No,
I mean, nobody could have foreseen this, as we will have players crossing the line. Default wins. Dark made it through a second time. Buzzy will crash out, and it will be a 1-3 this time around, going in favor of BSC.
Hey, look, you gotta be... If this is the kind of, you know, if it's that difficult to get over that last part of this map, all I'm saying is, I wonder what it's like for the maps that they banned. That's what's going on here. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you'd be slightly nervous for them on that one, but hey, they banned them. They don't have to play them.
Yeah,
there will be a BS Plus competition on the next pick as well, right? This is not necessarily a map that they came today hoping to play, and look, we'll just move away from Dark, okay? We don't need to watch that any further. He's a little way further down the field. Buzzy has taken speed through this middle section of the track and will move into first place. Default is still contesting though, and this ring checkpoint again has been so good. Some players risking it much more than others. Default has come out with a lot of speed a lot of the time, and he'll do it again.
Well, if Default can get that first place, gives his teammate a chance of keeping up once again and just stopping BSC from taking the lead there. And Default again, way out ahead this time. Can he make the identity and save his teammate? Yes, can indeed.
Ooh.
Should be just about getting through. Wow.
The line, 600ths in front of Max Track that time around. Holding on to the first place, turns the round into a draw, and both teams take 1 point. That's a big round for Default. It is still just a single round away for OSB Black to take down this first map, though. If they get a 1-3, they will win from here. And even honestly, continuing to draw for a couple more rounds, not really that big an issue for the team of OSB Black. BSC, from a rough start, though, have brought themselves back within striking distance. They could still win this map. They just need a couple of good rounds again. So we need to see Dark get an identity first try.
Yeah. So far, so good. Keeping up with it. Didn't have a moment this time, so keeping up with everybody else, and that's all that matters at the start here. We're gonna go for the jump next. Important that they get a good line through this one. Dark just about makes it over. Everybody makes it over, but it's so close. Everybody's just pushing themselves to that limit right up until the end here.
Yeah, it is going to come down to that ending. It's going to come down to the identity. It's Dark taking a lot of speed, taking a very big jump as well, and he'll get past Buzzy for the time being. Buzzy, a long way down now, will be just behind, as it is going to be the identity. First time of asking, he'll get there. It's huge for Dark, as he will get across the line, and it's a second and a third, which means a draw. And it means 1 more point. It means 1 more draw away from OSB Black winning this match. But if BSC can ace in this round, Twiggy, they will make the comeback happen.
Oh, man. Come on. Dark, you've got it once now. All you need to do is just get out ahead of everybody else, and you've got this. Default, you need to stay in first, buddy. You never know what's going to happen. This is terrifying now. Hey, I told you we'd have interesting... we're going to map 5, I'm telling you.
I'd be down for going to map 5, but that's still a long way in the future. Look, plenty of time left before we get there, and plenty of space between Dark and his teammate at the moment, and 2 cars in between it. That's not what they need. They need the ace. They need to get a 1-2 on this round, and right now that's looking like maybe to come down to OSV Black failing.
Yeah. Oh, Dark misses the jump, and it's such an awkward respawn as well. There's no way. You have to fully respawn that. Oh... It's all over.
I'm sure. Don't worry. OSV Black will fail the identity multiple times in a row now. You wait, you watch.
For content? For content?
Yeah, they're in second and third. For content. I mean, for content. For one of you, at least. One of you. No, they're both too clean. In fact, I think maybe even Default fail. The ace will come through. It's in the wrong direction. OSV Black, 12 points to 7 will take map 1.
You know what I said about map? I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure. But hey, look. It's their map pick. So BSC could be absolute monsters on every other map. You don't know. You don't know that yet.
there's a non-zero chance that we now have audio from the game as well. Which, I know, it's exciting times. It's honestly very, very exciting. Look, production is hard.
Oh, yeah.
That's the sentence.
That's why I just talk. That's why I just talk.
Yeah, agreed. You're streaming the next. You can stream tomorrow. That seems like a fair compromise.
Yeah, that's great. That sounds awesome.
With no warning, I'm going to drop that on you in the middle of day one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we are on to Reps, our second map of the match. This won the first pick for BS Plus competition. So they lost the map that their opponents picked. Can they win the map that they picked? Will they look more comfortable? Will Dark make it through an identity the first time? These are all very important questions as we head on to map 2.
See, guys, all you had to do was press the unmute button and it worked. I don't know why you just didn't do that to begin with. I'm not gonna lie, everyone.
Toxic.
Reps is an interesting map. There's some funny little jumps at the end, but it's this is the fun part. It's the grass actually will separate the pack quite a bit, but everybody's staying quite together. These turns difficult to get really high speed through on.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is not a great start so far for BS Plus competition. They are falling behind. It will, of course, come down to the end of the map. It'll still come down to that identity at the end as we barrel ever closer towards it. Through the loop, we go back onto the grass and now heading into the identity over the next couple of turns. BS Plus are catching back up. Default has gained. Dark is still a little way down the field, but he is overtaking Buzzy as we'll head over the jump. We'll head onto the last couple of jumps as well. It's a couple of crashes out, and I believe it was Default and Dark. And that's an inauspicious start to their own map selection.
Well, there's the Hey, thank you so much, BSC, for demonstrating the Reps identity to us, because that's very beautiful. Both bonking at the end. Unlucky.
At least we got to hear the ace sound effect, right? It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's, I think, only the second ace that we've seen as well, and both of them in favor of OSB Black in back-to-back rounds across 2 different maps. That's got to feel pretty good for OSB Black, who are probably starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in this match right now. Yeah.
Once again, hey, right now, nothing to separate these. Well, I mean, apart from Max Track being, you know, a second behind. But apart from that, everybody keeping up. It doesn't matter until the end, because we see how many times people are going to mess up at the end there, and that's just how the identities work on these maps, is that there's a grand equalizer at the end of every map, pretty much.
There is, it's the identity. I mean, that's what it's there to do. It's there to give the map a little bit of an identity and to separate the players out, the wheat from the chaff. It's done a good job of it here so far, as Dark is behind. He does have an opponent on his tail. Default and Buzzy out in front. Can they both make it cleanly through this identity? Buzzy up and over and off goes Default again. No. Behind him, Dark has made it through. First time of asking. Max Track will finish in 3rd place. Default will take a 4th, cruising home behind the others. And it's a 1-3, 2 points to 1. OSB Black already have half the points they need to win after 2 rounds.
It doesn't look like BSC are doing much better on their own map pick here. It's hey, look, it's a difficult one, and you can just see the consistency is so important here. At the end, Busy and Max Track really don't make many mistakes whatsoever. At the very least, it seems like they take it a little bit less riskily. The other two, unfortunately for BSC, are well, that's what happens if you're not fully consistent at the end there. You're going to bonk sometimes. You're going to hit your wheel on the edge. You're going to... That's the identity here. It's just so unforgiving.
Yeah, just be consistent, 5-head. This is great advice, Twiggy. You
are
on fire today so far. If these teams would drive better, if they had a wheel, they could probably be in TMGL. I believe that's how it works from my very limited understanding. And
I could also be in TMGL if I didn't get a crippling, you know, like, you know how everyone's like, oh, I could have played football for AC Milan if I didn't get a knee injury. I'm exactly the same. Everybody gets it right this time.
Everyone gets it right. Default is just a little bit slower. I think he got a little bit of a slowdown on one of the jumps, and that means from a win, from what looked like a round win for BSC, what looked like they were going to get across the line, it turns into a draw, and they are bleeding points right now, and even those draws with their opponents so far ahead are a worry.
Yeah, you really do need to be getting those first and seconds, getting those aces, because that's the way you get all of these points here. And as soon as OSB Black got that first ace, they're out way ahead of the pack. it takes so much more effort to catch up, because every time you don't quite win or you just draw with them, they're still gaining points, even if you do get first and third.
Yeah, you're still, exactly, as you say, they're still creeping a little bit closer towards that 10-point limit that they need to get. And 2 maps on the bounce, having to reverse sweep on the back half then for BSC would be very difficult, especially given that it still contains an opponent's map pick, especially given that it would then contain the random map at the very end. We'll see if they can hold on a little bit further here. They're in decent position, but Dark has dropped behind the 2 players from OSV, but that turn gets him a little way back. Default is slow coming out of that turn. That's not what he would have wanted. Honestly, we might be on track for an ace here for the side of OSV Black. Dark will fail. Default will get through. He's so close, but he cannot catch Max Track at the very end. And it's looking like it might be another round draw. If Buzzy can get to the line in time, he's a little bit away from it. Buzzy is there. Dark will snipe him on the finish line. And we will end up with a round draw.
Oh, no.
Sure.
Like,
sure. Yeah, why not?
It was so beautiful until then. It was just so beautiful. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's how it is.
Sure. And that's, you know, one more point for OSB Black, who are now a single ace away from winning the match. Yeah.
I feel like at that point you've got to keep an eye on the splits, because he was quite a ways ahead. Didn't really have to take the risk in doing that quickly. But hey, when you're in the zone, you just go for it, I guess.
Yeah, you just go for it. And I mean, OSB Black, they can afford to take risks at the moment as well. They are now just this 1 ace away, and Default, the only player on track who could prevent the ace in this round. He has taken a lead right now. He is sitting in first place, but he is under a lot of pressure from the 2 drivers from OSB Black. He is now dropped behind Buzzy. Max will drop away from the 2 leaders though on this one, and Default will move back up into a first place on the back half of the track as well. Dark is a long way adrift from this leading pack, but we've seen anything can still happen on this final identity of reps. Into this identity we go. Potentially one last time. Default cannot afford to lose to Max Track, and he will lose to Max Track. With the ace, OSV Black will take 2 maps back to back.
Yeah, OSV Black just looks so much more put together here on this map. BSC kept making mistakes on the identity, kept crashing into the edge there. That's what happens. That's what happens if you're not quite consistent. It's their map pick. You need to have that consistency down. If you're not going to be able to get to the end without making a mistake, you're going to pay the price for it.
Going to be a little bit of a struggle, and it has been a struggle. With that said, they have just kind of been slower, unfortunately, than OSV Black around the track as well. Dark is losing touch with his opponents a little bit, which is leaving Default in that position where he is kind of 1v2, where he is feeling the pressure to try and get a round win just to even get the draw. And that's difficult. That's a difficult way to have to try and drive.
Well, we'll slow down. Completely different map style to the last one, but again, it's so important to just get that last part down, because that the fragility at the end is really going to mess with you if you're trying to rush your way through it.
Yeah.
Hence the map name.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible. This is the kind of analysis. Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, maybe stay in school a little bit longer before we go trying to pass knowledge on to other people. But we will head through this track for the time being. And once again, it's exactly what we were just talking about there, Twiggy. It's Dark losing touch with the front 3 a little bit. Yep. It's Default under a lot of pressure immediately from round 1.
Yeah, and still falling behind Busy now. Gets a better exit on that turn, but still needs to do a lot of work to keep his teammate in this game, it seems like. Good lines so far, but you're keeping up with Max Track now, who doesn't seem to be making any mistakes so far, but we get into the identity. It's really important now to just keep up that speed. Default does take the lead, but has a slightly worse exit through the turn, and I don't think there's any way you're catching up to Max Track. It was close. It was close.
It was close. I think he lost the smallest bit of traction on that very last hump, but it looked like he had the line. It looked like for a second he was going to take the line and take the win. Doesn't, and it's another 1-3. Once again, OSV Black start off in strong fashion.
Yeah, important to keep that up. It seems like they're not really making many mistakes whatsoever so far. Dark? Hello?
Look, sometimes the wall jumps out at you. Sometimes the wall just, like, it comes out of nowhere, man. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, Dark has a lot of work to do now. Default, luckily, is staying ahead of the OSV Black players for now, but, I mean, there's so much track left to go that at this point, Dark is so far behind. There's almost no way to keep that from going. That's a massive mistake, and if it happens that early on in the map, you just keep hemorrhaging time to the other cars.
You do, and is now a long way down the field, and it's once again Dofal trying to catch up. He's towards the last section. They're into this identity, trying to avoid airtime as much as possible, and it is Dofal taking a different line from everyone else through this one. It's not worked out for him on this round. We're heading, it looks like, towards an ace, and an academic one at that. OSB Black making it look easy at the moment.
It's a nice attempt from Dofal to gain back some time there with a slightly riskier route through the trees, but yeah. It gives you a worse exit on the next turn, and you need to bank on. What's going on? Dofal, what are you typing? What's happened?
Okay, someone's crashed out. It's Maxtrack. So look, round is still on. Maxtrack has slowed down. There's still a chance for the 1-3. Dark is going to win this round. All right, I'm calling my shot.
Yeah. Oh well, he's caught back up. Maxtrack has given him a saving grace there. I feel like that. I don't want to say it was on purpose, but
sure.
Oh man.
Sure. Why not?
It's round one. This is just round one capitulated completely. Busy staying well ahead, but Dark is having a nice round, so this is great. It's a walk in the park right now for Dark. Although now through the fragile area, important getting a good line. I mean, Dark's consistent at the end.
Yeah, look,
if
that's
he just
that's a clean round. That's
accelerates from the start line.
And then the snipe on the finish line. Dofalt with another mistake at the end as well. Dropped another 3 seconds back behind Maxtrack, and that means it's a round win, ultimately for Black as well. Dofalt, we weren't focused on him in that round. We were watching the battle at the front. We were watching Dark have a clean round. Pagman, let's go. But it was still important at the back, and if Dofalt had managed to get the overtake, if it had been a draw, things would be looking slightly different right now. BSC would still be in with a little bit more of a chance in this match. As things stand, OSB Black put themselves again a single ace away from a win.
Hopefully we're going to have a little more of an even round this time. No mistakes, everybody. Let's just keep it clean right to the end. Good lines from everybody so far. They're all keeping up with each other. Dark only a couple tenths behind. So in the end, it is really going to come down to those final few turns, but it is Busy and Maxtrack that just have that slight edge over them as we head into the last few turns here.
Dofalt is splitting the 2 players from OSB Black right now, and he needs to split them if they want to stay in this competition, needs to deny the ace. One more time into this identity, and everyone comes into it with speed. This is when the pressure is on. This is when mistakes happen, and the mistake has happened Dofalt's wide, but that's bigger as it's Dark. It's Buzzy, in fact, crashing all the way out. And we'll get a tied round as the pressure got to Buzzy and he launched that car into the stratosphere.
Even so, OSB Black stay 5 points ahead and only need 2 more to get to that 10. So just a first and a third now would do it for them. So it's kind of salt in the wounds for BSC is that even when OSB Black are making mistakes, you're still finding it hard to keep up at this point.
Yep, BSC, they just need to win rounds from here on out. No more mistakes, and even with that, it needs to be 2 aces plus a round win in a row. They're a long way away from the end of this match if they want it to end in their favor. And right now, I would say definitively not in their favor as their opponents open up nearly a second's gap, 8 tenths between the front 2 and the back 2, and the front 2 are both in those blue cars.
I mean, that is... Look, they're staying so close together at this point in synchronization. It's like a victory lap now for OSB Black. They're not making mistakes whatsoever. Everybody else 7 tenths behind. Dofalt takes a little airtime there. Dark just trying his best to keep up at this point, but it's all over pretty much. Unless something terrible happens to these OSB Black players, they take an ace to finish it off. It really is a victory lap, and it's a 3-0 for OSB Black to start things off.
Hey, and they looked good doing so. They look consistent. I mean, maybe they don't have the pace to challenge some of the very top teams in the competition, but they look good. And when the pressure was on, when they needed to win rounds, they still managed to do it. And Twiggy, that's all we can ask for a first round.
Yes. Hey, it's a beautiful start to the day, honestly. OSB Black, I mean, to be fair, they look so put together there. They made hardly any mistakes. There were a couple times they didn't really press, the forward key, but apart from that, there was no mistakes on identities pretty much. I think we saw one maybe from Maxtrack on reps. I think that was it. That was it from them. BSC, on the other hand, just didn't quite have the full, lay of the land, I don't feel like.
Yeah, and hey, single elimination, so unfortunately they will not find any more time today to explore that land, to scout it out a little bit more. It will be OSB Black moving on. It's going to be us heading to a quick break. We will be back with more action from the Trackmania World Tour EU Regional. Don't go anywhere, because it only gets better from here. Jump scare! There's more action happening here, and we found another match that's going on still here in the early rounds of the EU Regional, and so we're jumping in between Blue Shell Esports and Elena White. Twiggy, that's just what happens when the first match that we watch is a 3-0.
Yeah, surprise, we're back. I know you can't get enough of us, so look, we threw you to a break, and now, yeah, there's more. There is more Trackmania happening, because otherwise we're going to be waiting for 20 minutes for the next bracket to happen, so, you know. Let's just get this over with. You know, obviously lower gameplay quality, but no, obviously. No, that's a joke. There's the 2006 world champion of Trackmania here. That is a joke. I just want to make that fully clear.
Yeah, that is Super Carl Oof, who has just won a round here, and the track we're playing on is Aero Pipes in this match. Blue Shell Esports taking on Elena White also have taken one map apiece. Do we know what maps they played on? Do we know where they're going from here? We absolutely don't, but we do know that right now Blue Shell Esports are a single point away from taking a round win. A very important map 3 would put them on match point.
Yeah, it is a European home clash of the Dutch versus the French here. And the Dutch, so far, I mean, barely just about ahead in terms of the series, but so far on this map, seem to be taking it. It is a very technical map, this one. Lots of difficult ice slides, lots of difficult kind of lines that you have to take, and lots of optimization outside of those ice as well.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the identity is hard, which, look, that just kind of goes without saying, but I've said it anyway, and we'll see who of these players is consistent moment. Super Carl once again in a lead as we head towards the last few turns of the map. Sorty, though, is pushing close, and Pope is a little bit behind. Is Sorty going to be able to make it happen on the identity? Carl still holding a lead as we weave through this dirt. Sorty trying to take the opportunity to close that distance a little bit. The gap shrinking slightly as we will now turn this last corner. We'll head to an identity.
Oh, Sorty does have more speed if he can hit these jumps. Oh, no. An awkward landing means that Sorty falls back behind. Super Carl does take first place. Following up the rear. Oh my god, Pope does not manage to get that one. But oh
no! What?
Oh!
What are you talking about? The snipe Jerry off the top ropes will make us... Well, okay, look, it's still a win. It's still a win, but like, you know...
Ain't no way.
I mean, that's crazy. Jerry, why did you not simply do that earlier in the match when it would have been relevant?
We didn't stay on a break. Thank God we didn't stay on a break.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, look, the problem is it's a 1-3 versus a 2-4, and you still get 1 point for a 2-4. So they still win. But... Yes. God, that was exciting.
That was beautiful. That's a good way to end that. We're back to slow down once again. Oh yes, a bit more slow down. Where I mean, hey, we've already seen a little bit of different routing. We saw, you know, there was something going on there. I feel like it was not beneficial, weaving through the trees at the end. But hey,
sure.
At least there are ideas. Whoa, hello.
Well, all right, bye, Swordy. Hello, goodbye. Go and hang out away from the people. Sit in the corner. Think about what you've done. He's a second and a half away from the leader now. And Popo is going to be sitting in third place. This is, I believe, the map pick for Elena White. It would be their second map pick because they're the red team. So,
yes,
they should win. And that should mean that maybe we get a game that goes, yeah, that's how it works, right? Every team just wins on their own map picks.
101 right there. That is amazing. They picked it, they win. End of. I mean, to be fair, that's been the, I assume that's how it worked out in the first two maps as well. Blue Shell obviously won their last map pick, but uh-oh.
Jerry?
I mean, to be fair, Jerry can make about 5 mistakes and he'll still be ahead at this point, so it is a pretty simple ace. But
yeah, that was okay. The ace is straightforward. Swordy, look, was still within a second, and I was worried that Jerry's airtime had cost him, you know, the fragile damage that he was going to be slow into the finish line, but it was small enough that he stays alive, and it will continue to be alive as... we'll see. An ace in your first round on your map pick in an all-important map 4. That's feeling pretty good. Now, Blue Shell or Elena, they just need to keep it going.
Yeah, you can see Super Carl has the definite run of it at the start there. Beautiful outside line on the dirt. Gives you a lot of speed, and you carry that speed all the way through the map.
Yeah. If you know, are fast in the first place, it helps. And as you say, in this map in particular, you do carry a lot of...
Thank you for dumbing down my words completely for me.
You're the one who said we needed to do it for Twitch chat, okay? I'm just trying to help them out here, all right?
Don't actually dumb it down for me. That's
oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Will Jerry manage to make it? Okay, sure. Everyone will take a little bit of airtime there, but Jerry's car, you can see, works. Swordy's car was slightly less working, and it will mean that Swordy... It was his chance. There was a chance to snipe away the ace just there. It will not come true, and Popo will come home in a 4th place one more time. 2 aces in a row. We could speed run this slowdown.
Speed running a 6 mapper would be, or a 5 mapper, sorry, would be pretty intense. That would be great. Let's just get aces all throughout. And then we can go watch another game instead of going to a break. That would be awesome.
Well, we could throw to a 5-minute break again, and then I could be told that actually we have another match to go to. And like all around, that does sound pretty fun.
I do like the idea of that. But so far, I mean, Elena White just have they're taking no prisoners. Yep. Super Carl, Jerry, they're both within a second of each other. Everybody else far behind in comparison.
Yeah, and of course, the joy of it is because we missed the pick ban for this match. Assuming we go to map 5, and that's an assumption I feel comfortable making right now.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know what it is. It's a surprise to us as much as it was a surprise in that map pick and ban in the first place. And we have no idea which of these teams is going to look better on it. Right now, this is heading towards another race. Jerry will come home in a second. Yep. Swordy will be beaten by his teammate, it looks like, for the first time, barring anything on the final jump. But a 3rd ace in a row. And now anything, barring an ace, will knock this match in favor of Elena White.
Yep. Blue Shelley, what can you even say? Like a mountain to climb, I think, is the best term. You're gonna have to pull not only a reverse sweep on this. It's just unlikely. I would put it that way. But hey, Jerry's currently at the back, so there's a non-zero chance.
Sure, you still do need Super Carl to crash out as well if you are a Blue Shell believer right now, and then you need to ace them to ace.
Oh, never mind.
2 more rounds. Oh, well, never. Yeah, well, all right.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, that was fun anyway. You know, speculation is nice, and it will not come true. And Elena White, in the most convincing fashion possible, will take down map 4, will move us to a map 5, and we will get to see what a random map looks like for these 2 teams.
Yeah. I mean, Super Carl and Jerry are just cooking at this point. They have. They're just. This is flow state. I think that's.
Yep.
An accurate term for this.
We will let them cook, all right? Because, hey, they've earned that right. Jerry's earned whatever he wants after that snipe, honestly. Yeah. Again, the snipe, the most irrelevant, dramatic snipe of all possible time on the last map. But Jerry pulled it off, and you gotta respect that.
Jerry was a race car driver. Still is, apparently.
I'm so angry. But yeah, Jerry was a race car driver. Still is, but was at some point as well, too. Look, we love song references. We love a bit of a title. Let's find out, shall we, Twiggy, in an effort to move on, what our final map is.
Yes, I would love that. Let's do that. Although, there we go. Oh, of course.
Every time I tune in to a TMGL stream, any TM World Tour stream I tune into, it's Gyroscope. And then when I tune in randomly to a random match in the EU, there's no getting away from it. But you know what? I'm going to have a good time doing it. I love a bit of Gyroscope. I love a bobsleigh ice looping. I can't remember if it's on the easy version of this map. We'll see very, very quickly indeed.
It is. I checked.
Oh boy. We will see very quickly which of these players knows how to spin their car in a circle.
Here it comes. Actually, to be fair, they all kind of killed
clean, actually.
That's actually really good. That's kind of annoying. I really wanted somebody to do something wild there. Oh well.
Yeah, and we'll see who has been practicing this identity as well. One of the identities where you can spin in a circle if you want to do that full 360, but it is a little bit quicker. Just switch your car to the side. There's a couple of slide outs on the middle of the track as well. A supercar will drop a long way down the pack. That means everything's on Jerry right now. Sortie doesn't quite touch the wall. Stays in front of Jerry for the time being as we will head towards our identity very, very soon.
Oh boy. Here we go. I mean, look. Hey, here it comes. Whoa. Oh, that's wicked. That's so wicked. The 360s. It's beautiful. And it's an ace for Blue Shell Esports, more importantly. Yeah, we were having so much fun watching the cars spin in circles, watching the car go burr, that we didn't kind of highlight the fact that, yeah, the way that ended up going was Blue Shell just kind of winning in the back half of the map. And that is Elena White now in a little bit of trouble. That is not how you want to start map 5 off. That is, yeah, not a great way to do it. But hey, look, it was a random map. It's not Blue Shell Esports pick. To be fair, if they're better on the random map, that's oh no, there was wait,
Jerry's fine.
Jerry's
fine.
Yeah, Jerry, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He'll live.
He is absolutely
just a flash.
fine.
Oh, okay. I thought we should crash into the checkpoint there. Yeah. All right.
Well, my binding to show names has broken now, and it's turned them off. And so, honestly, we're going without names for a little while longer. That is dangerous, and that's a crash out by Supergirl and by Sortie, and that means Jerry a long way back. It means Pope Bower is all the way out in front, and the rest of the map is just in shambles. Who knows who's where? Let's see if Pope can close this one out once across this. Just a spin, just a little bit of a spin. Will he get it nice and clean? Absolutely perfect. Further down the field, Sortie is trying to catch up. Does have Super Carl just in front as well, and Sortie will stay alive just about, but will slide out off the end, and that means potentially a tie on this map. Jerry in with a chance to take it. Jerry's falling off the edge. There goes Sortie around the corner, and it's a 1-3. Blue Shell Esports extend their lead. Oh god. It's they cook. We shouldn't have let them cook. We let them cook too long, and it got a little bit burnt. It got crispy at the end. Oh no! It got too wicked. That's the problem. Sometimes, sometimes I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm losing my mind. May every round be as entertaining as the finish of that one was. And well, it's Jerry a little bit back, so he's going to pull something off. But it's Jerry. If there's one thing we know about Jerry, it's that he falls behind just so he can snipe someone on the finish line. Yeah, exactly. No, at that point, you just do it for the clout. Jerry just wants his name to... What now? Sniping people in World Tour Regionals for clout. Yeah. That's Jerry all over. And he's going to have to do it here. This is small fry for Jerry. He's going to win no matter what. He just needs to, he needs to get his name out there. Wait, everyone's just cleanly through, though. And that's an issue for Jerry stands out here. Oh, Jerry! Jerry, come on, man. All right. Jerry stands, including this broadcast, in absolute shambles right now. But it's still a draw, and it will mean Elena White. They keep that gap steady at 4 points. The problem is their opponents are on 6. They're on 2. Blue Shell Esports are getting very close to winning this match. Yeah. I mean, I think we're going to need a little bit cleaner identities here from Elena White. I'm not going to lie to you. That's just my feeling here. But so far... starting off well. Here's the kicker though. Can they get through the can they get through the looping? Hey, okay. Backwards. That's good. That's good. Sure. Yeah. No, it works. Honestly, he made it there. And right now, importantly, Elena White in a first sec. Well, they were. And then Jerry crashed a little bit somewhere. And so Jerry will now drop back behind Sorty. And an ace really necessary, you feel like, for Elena White at this point of the map. To move back within 6-5 as we head towards the end of this map. But Jerry needs to snipe Sorty on the line. Super Carl out in the lead. 2006 world champion. Feeling good about this round. And needs to get through the identity cleaning. Let's stay on board with Jerry as he attempts to catch up with Sorty. Watch Sorty's car in the distance. Watch as Sorty will slide close to the edge, but will stay safe and will just wrap around that corner into a second place, securing a single point for Blue Shell.
Well, at the very least, Jerry does deny a good amount of points, excuse me, from Blue Shell Esports. Gets them a little bit closer, but now an ace for Blue Shell Esports will finish it off.
Ace for Blue Shell Esports is what they need, but it has been not going all their own way on this map. I don't think that's a guaranteed ace, and that is an early touch. Super Carl now down the field. The player who Elena White had winning rounds, really the player that was challenging for those round wins for them, is now a long way back, and Jerry is the car just in front of him. So it is up to Blue Shell. Do they make any mistakes? Or maybe it's up to Jerry. Maybe he just drives fast.
Jerry is coming from downtown. You never know what's going to happen. Sorty a little slower into the ice slide there. Maybe Jerry can catch up, but Jerry has not been so consistent here on this ice slide. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Pupper still staying ahead. Oh, really good exits as well from Blue Shell Esports.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of penalty sand taken there by Pope Bower, so he is a little bit closer to Super Carl than he'd like. It does come down now to the identity. Carl has speed entering it, but it's about how you exit. And Carl, he exited into a wall. So does Pope Bower, though. Where's Jerry? There's Jerry in second place, and they'll deny the win on this round.
Jerry's done it. Jerry is MVP, and I don't care how many points Super Carl has. Jerry has denied so many points from Blue Shell Esports at this point.
Look, Chad is now making fun of me because I can't speak Dutch, and therefore I'm quite bad at pronouncing names that have an OE.
Right?
Pupper. Okay, excellent. We'll stick with that then. All right, Chad. I hope you're happy, and I hope that Elena White win from here on out, just so I don't have to say it again.
We're from those countries that are out, north of the rest of you guys. Okay, we don't understand your magic words. That's
I
how
like
that
your
works.
funny words,
so
Magic Man.
I like your funny words, Magic Man. No, Elena White doing incredibly well so far. They have magic words. No, Jerry. Come
on, man. 1 point all Blue Shell Esports need to win this round. Any finish other than an ace for Elena White ends the match here and now. And the ace looks to be going the other way as Super Carl is there. Sorty, Popua, one of them needs to get through this finish safely. One of them will. Two of them will.
Jerry!
They'll finish it out in style. And Jerry will crash out one more time. And it will be a win for Blue Shell Esports in map 5. They will take it 12 points to 5, and they did it in style with a final round ace.
Yeah, I mean, that was as much as we were absolutely being the weirdest kind of whatever. Blue Shell Esports is really impressive from them. I mean, to be fair, I'm very sad that we missed the first two maps of that one because it seemed incredibly close between those two teams. Elena White, obviously, we missed one of their wins. Blue Shell Esports, we missed one of theirs too. But Blue Shell Esports did cook harder, so there you go.
Yeah, they will cook just that little bit harder, and we are going to head straight to a 5-minute break, Twiggy. We're just going to go for it because who knows what's going to happen next. This time, we probably won't jump back in the middle of it, but I make absolutely no promises. And with that in mind, do not turn off your screens. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you very shortly.
Love you. Bye.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Trackmania World Tour EU Regional, where we have made it finally through the round of 128. There was a British org. Listen, good focus. They were over there taking their time, Twiggy, getting through that first match. But they won. They made it through, and we are now into our round of 64, where we are going to be jumping into a match between Project Conquerors and Budget Conquerors, two teams from the same org. And I do just love adding budget in front of your name.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. It's not demeaning whatsoever to call your second team Budget. That's awesome. I don't want to know what the pay difference is when it comes to that. That's scary. I don't like that.
I'd be shocked if I assumed that they picked the name themselves. But it is much funnier to imagine that they were told.
The manager was just like, "You are terrible.
You are the budget version of this team."
You know
what?
Right? I want Budget Conquerors to beat Project Conquerors.
Yeah.
Am I weird for wanting them to win now?
No.
And then they become Project Conquerors next, and then Project Conquerors becomes Budget Conquerors.
So whatever happens, Project Conquerors win this match, because if Budget Conquerors win, they get the Project Conquerors name. Is that what we're saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they're fighting for.
Yeah.
Who cares about the prize money? Who cares about All Stars Championship? Become Project Conquerors. Get rid of the budget on your name. That's all that matters. You're investing in your own esport talk by having healthy competition.
Healthy being the key word there. And luckily, one of the players joined the lobby, and the first thing that he said was friendship. So you know what? I think we're going to get it, Twiggy. I think we're going to be having a good time on this one. And we are going to see when we get into this warm-up as well. I mean, look, the action has already been fierce, and there's a lot of teams to keep track of today. Shout out to the team over at the Trackmania Liquipedia, who have decided to start recording things from the round of 64 instead of the original decision to just start recording at the round of 32. I personally think that's an insane decision. Best of luck to you. But hey, there's a lot of work that goes on in every direction, and it's one of the best parts of the Trackmania community, right? Everyone is doing a little bit to help.
Absolutely. I don't know who took on that responsibility or who made that decision, but you are a terrifying person, because I've tried editing small Liquipedia pages before. It's the most stressful experience I've ever had in my life. I don't know. I've casted to tens of thousands of people. That's easy compared to editing a Liquipedia page, especially with 64 teams. No.
Yeah. Casting's free, man. I mean, it's so easy.
Yeah, all I have to do is
so easy. Yeah, you just talk. Now, production is hard, and so I do apologize for all of the errors that are going on. Look, there's minor stuff. I will say, look, I know there was no nameplates in the last match. I was pressing the button. The button didn't work, and I can't be blamed for that one.
No, all you have to do, I feel like, is create a pen name as a fake producer. Then you can create a fake Twitter account and everything like that, and then say the producer of this broadcast is this, and it's just a fake account. Everybody just hates on the fake account. You can just say it's not my fault, you know?
Yeah, that's actually, Deployer, the Frenchman who helps me with a lot of the broadcasts that I do, he's actually not real. I did make him up. It is just me speaking with a French accent.
People, he is made up. And Australian people don't exist either.
I'm just bringing us into the lobby where we can watch the pick and ban instead of... I'm not even going to engage with that conversation, all right? Like, do you know how much of this audience is probably French? Little bit tough, all right? We're going to see the bans come through.
Okay, but prove to me that you exist, all right?
Yeah, all right. If you exist and you're real, I want to see an XDD from the French in chat right now. XDD at Twiggy telling you that you don't exist. See... Agility Dash banned by the red team, Aero Pipes banned by the blue team, and we'll see what the first pick is. Yeah, I mean, is that
Reps
even... I do see at least one XDDing, and that's just incorrect at this point as well. Reps first, and Reps first is going to be fun. We're going to focus... Twiggy, we're here to talk about the match. Surely we can talk about that. Twitch chat, they can entertain themselves, honestly, and I think we all know that they will. What is the first pick here for the red team?
You say that like I know.
I was really just hoping you'd just pick one and go for the 1 in 8 chance that you were right.
Parkour.
Okay, they're going to pick parkour.
Picked it yet. Parkour.
Yep. What is picked by the red team is parkour. I think it's the pop off is huge. It's absolutely massive.
Oh,
insane.
I'm so good at this. This is why I'm here. This is why I get paid the big bucks, ladies and gentlemen.
Easy.
So easy. Okay, next one is freestyle.
Okay, next one. No! Slow down, you clown. Parkour.
Honestly, I've made a continuous error in my judgment. All I can do is apologize.
All right, yeah, I mean, maybe do apologize. We look forward to seeing the apology video posted on Twitter alongside Peter the Possum as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. Gyroscope will be our fourth map.
Of course.
One more band to come through from each team, and then a random map.
You have to make a guess now.
I think that we're going to see freestyle band. I think we're going to see back and forth band, and I think we're going to get
nice. Good start.
Popping off. Okay, I think we're going to see back and forth band now by the red team, and then we're going to see Flip a Fate. No. Well,
honestly, just skill issue. Get better.
I got the first one right. I should have popped off harder. You know what?
But it was a
you
band,
got a pop off, and I didn't get a pop off. And I think, honestly, in many ways, we live in a society, and that's kind of messed up.
something British colony.
Yeah, when you're losing track of the bit, you just end it with "we live in a society," and that's saved, all right, because it's still 2016, and that's still funny.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Every Joker moment, movie Joker. I'm Joker from Joker 2016. No, it was later than that. I don't know. When did Joker come out?
It's like last year. Time doesn't have any meaning. That's whatever. We're going to start this match sooner rather than later. Once again, this is Project Conquerors versus Budget Conquerors. It's not Project.
Oh, yes.
It's Project Conquerors versus the team that wants to steal their name, the team that is Budget Conquerors. It'll be Project Conquerors in the blue. It will be Budget Conquerors in the red. We're going to be getting underway with our first map of this match, the first match that we're watching in this round of 64 as well.
I feel like this is kind of it feels almost like Gamba premeditating, Like, which team is the better team. We know already.
That's true.
That's unfair. Surely.
By their own admission, the blue team should win.
I think everybody is so all in on the fact that Project Conquerors is a better team name that I think the Gamba is actually incredibly close.
All right. Well, it wouldn't be Twitch chat if they weren't fully betting on the meme name over any logic, any kind of fact or reason on it. It will be Project Conquerors again. The main team from this org in the blue. It will be their sister team in the red. And we will see. This is our first map. This is the map picked by the blue team. What direction does this go? I'm losing my mind here, Twiggy.
I mean, come on. They all have the same skin. They have the same name. It's at this point, look, I'm going to put a blindfold on. I'll probably do a better job than if I didn't have it on. Either way, we're starting with reps, which is just a brilliant way to open things up.
Yeah, and we'll see how things do pack out here. I mean, Project Conquerors, they've taken an early lead, and it is looking to be an ace for them here in this first round. See if they can pull off. One of the interesting things about the fact that these are sister teams, we'd assume that they probably know each other a little bit better, right? That they may have practiced together, that they should know what maps each one is going to like. So the fact that, this was not banned away from Project Conquerors, I think is interesting. Budget Conquerors, they were more scared of other maps than if Project Conquerors' abilities on this one.
Yeah, it seems like so far it is. It is. The names live up to our expectations right now, in the Project Conquerors seem to very much know what they're doing. Budget Conquerors, how do you put it? Lagging a little bit behind on every corner.
So we'll blame it on lag. I know that's not what you meant, but we'll blame it on it anyway.
Yeah, sure.
As they're lagging in the corners.
All from France. They are all from France, I'm sure. Yeah, no, ping difference. Obviously.
Yeah, of course. And that is a massive issue in a Trackmania server as well. Definitely not largely asynchronous. We'll be fine.
Is it working? Is the button working?
The button don't be working.
The button is not working. Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know what to tell you.
Unlucky.
All right, look, we're going to take a quick second and go into settings, and we're going to find controls. We're going to find input. We're going to look. We'll get back into the lobby in a real quick second here.
Look, Project Conquerors are winning. It's,
Show high names. It is there. It's Grav. All right, I'm going to rebind it to G. Okay. And
this
if I press
the best
G,
production quality you've ever seen.
Doesn't
if you
work.
You are all lying if you don't think this is the best broadcast you've ever seen in your life. Okay.
Yeah.
Project Conquerors are now 3 seconds ahead. I don't think you missed much.
No, I didn't. And look, it was fine. I think we after round 1, I was feeling relatively comfortable about Project Conquerors' chances on this map. Let's see if either of them does fail this. They're taking different lines into it, but they're just too clean.
That's clean. You can see. Wait, this was their pick, correct? I've forgotten already. It seems like it is. I mean, to be fair, actually, you know what? Budget Conquerors made up from their last round, respectively, 8 and 5 seconds. So, honestly, if they carry on with that run of form, they win the next round. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
If they keep improving by that much.
Chat are shouting at me that it worked. I don't know if I believe them.
You're the one whose game it is. How do you not know if it works?
That's why I'm watching it not working and being like, why is chat telling me that it worked? That doesn't seem true. Look.
Yeah.
It's fine. Map 1 is a wash here. Unfortunately for the Budget Conquerors, but this was Project Conquerors' first map pick. Budget Conquerors, they have a chance.
Budget Conquerors are going to get the most improved medal. And they're going to... Look, right now, they are up at least a second on where they were last round. So all they have to do is turn it around in the next 2 rounds, get aces from there, and they win. It's as simple as that.
Okay, ace every round from here until the finish. To be 3 in a row, and then another round win on top of it for it. It sounds like a lot. Hand, though, is at least within striking distance. If there was a failure on this identity, this time around there isn't. It's just too clean again. If they failed, though, Hand would have been... Hand crashed. Hand would not have been there to capitalize.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. I was watching Hand at the time you were... I was like, I'll just let him finish. That's great.
All right.
Speaking of letting him finish, Hand is not going to do that.
No. We'll drop on out. Either way, it was an ace. It was not going to matter. I'll keep playing with the name tags and we'll get there eventually. If they're far ahead, maybe it'll work. We will see how things go in this one. As it is, look, Project Conquerors, all they need to do is not have a player in last place and they will win.
That is easier said than done, I think.
Well,
or easier done than said, probably, actually, in this case. I mean, to be fair, Project Conquerors are keeping up now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you, they're improving. It might be a little bit, too little too late, but hey.
It might be... it's feeling a little bit too late. Hand is in the mix. Hand is out of the mix immediately.
So far out of the mix, it's unbelievable.
That was...
Hand.
That was a fun crash to watch, though. Hand found his way into all on that one. Isaurus is still competing, though, in this round. Is still close behind, but is behind. Behind is definitely the key word there. And again, as long as they don't have a car in last place, Project Conquerors guaranteed to win this round. They're feeling okay about that right now. They've been clean through this identity the entire time. As Isaurus will take it. They will not make it through this time. XY will crash out. And Isaurus will make it. Raquette needs to get across this line. Will do so in third place. And... well, as long as it wasn't an ace, they won as well. So, ultimately, won't quite work. But Hand will take a little bit of a refreshing swim, cool off the sweat from round 1 to go into map 2. And again, this is Budget Conquerors' first map pick that we are now heading to. Didn't look great for them on Raps, but Project Conquerors, they selected this.
Do you think there's a... Do you think they track each individual player's position and they have a leaderboard and whoever's at the bottom 2 goes on the budget team?
Possibly. Because I think that makes sense.
Isaurus could be on his way up. I'm just saying.
I think we should, mid-competition promotion to the main team if he makes them sweat a little bit too hard.
Yeah, exactly. This is perfect. Well, assuming that was Project Conquerors map, which I really hope it was.
It was, yeah.
Project Conquerors, yeah, exactly. We'll see. Maybe they will get... actually, it could flip back and forth. So they're now Project Conquerors on this map because it's their map. Their bouter at this map. Ideally,
yes, they will ace them in every round up until the last this time around. I think that's definitely going to happen if we ignore the fact that as things start, they are in 3rd and 4th place. That's going to make things a little bit harder. And I believe Isaurus has Hand may have found a wall. Did find a wall a little bit further down. And XY and Rocket, they're just kind of quick at the moment. Is the main issue.
Yeah. I mean, that's really clean. Unfortunate.
Name tags. It worked. Maybe I'm just really dumb. I think that is the most likely outcome right now, but there is name tags, and that means that everyone can watch as Ixway and Raquette will just sail off into the distance as they are cruising to an ace in round 1.
This, I don't want to say it seems unfair. Oh, never mind. XOI. It's fine. You got there in the end. To be fair. It's not looking as good for Isaurus. I can't lie to you. He's not getting promoted. I'm sorry.
It was for
He's
a
being
brief
held
moment
back
there. Yeah, skill issue there in that round, unfortunately. You know, I mean, sometimes you'd look to get promoted to the main team, hands get shaky, and then you just crash out a couple of times and you will get aced. On your map pick, things are looking rough for Budget Conquerors. I think, I don't want to say it too early, right, Twiggy, but I think we may be seeing our second sweep of the night.
I don't think you're saying it too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that's about as safe a bet as you
Several
can make.
rounds
Safer bet than
late?
everyone betting on Budget Conquerors.
There's so many of you.
That is, I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry.
Well, Hand is winning this round, right? Hand was winning this round right now. XY will take the lead instead. Raquette forced to respawn as we jump between these cars. Hand is here. We could see a draw. We could even see a round win, question mark, for Budget Conquerors. Hand is a little bit further down the field. XY needs to hold on to this if he wants to turn it into a draw for his team. Needs to take this first place. That's an awkward landing for his source. Losing a lot of speed into the final section. Should still have enough to make it. XY is clean through it and will hold on long enough. Hand is falling back though, forced to respawn further down the track, and instead of a draw, it'll be another round win as Raquette comes home in third.
Hey, at least that was a close round. And let's see. Everyone's finishing. Yes. Lovely. Well, that's all that matters in the end. Yeah. Budget Conquerors have the same amount of points as they did last round. Or last map, even. Yeah. Which is positive. 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what? Yes, yeah.
It is a positive note. I don't think there's any way to get into the negative numbers here, Twiggy.
There should be. That would make it way more fun. Every time you bonk, you lose a point. Every single time.
Potentially infinite matches as everyone struggles to get to 10 points. I'm on board. I think that sounds very entertaining.
That's a great idea. You just in the crown. There you go. You just lost a point. Unlucky. They're down to 0 points now.
I think a crash like that honestly should have been more than a single point loss. XY, well, okay, it wasn't that bad. And XY is still in the running. Hisaurus needs to hold on. Again, looking for a draw. A draw, not as good as a win for Budget Conquerors right now, but it would be big for them. There's a lot of speed for Raquette, though. He is climbing this hill faster. He still has the speed advantage as he lands in front. Hisaurus will be overtaken on the second to last checkpoint and heading into the final jump. Raquette just carried his speed a little bit better. Project Conquerors pick up another round.
There's a reason that they are the project and not the budget.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Raquette is just clean, seems like. It's why maybe, you know, probably not his map. But apart from that, I mean, there's not much to say. I can't lie to you.
The cars went slightly faster for the blue team, as has been happening all match long.
They got to the finish line quicker.
Yep. That's... And unfortunately for the team in red, this was their map pick. That has continued to be true even on their own map pick. And I don't think we're going to get to see their second pick of the evening as well. Map 3, going back to a Project Conquerors pick, things are going to be a little bit rough.
Yeah, that's... look, there won't be any love lost, you know? Look, they're friends. They said it at the start, friendship. And that's all that matters in the end. It's the friends we made along the way, not the win that counts.
The win is nice though, and XY is looking to pick up another one. Hisaurus is just behind. I don't think we're going to see the ace unless Hisaurus fails here. That means our match will continue for at least one more round, but I think likely to be just a single more round.
Yeah, I don't see this one going on too long. I think we're going to be going and looking at another game very short. Unless, you know what, I'm not even going to say that because I know that as soon as I say that, Budget Conquerors are just going to be sweeping the last 3 maps, and I'm not ready mentally for that.
Yeah, fully on board for the reverse sweep. I'd love to see it, but yeah, mentally I'm not in that headspace just yet. I'm going to need to see a little bit more out of Budget Conquerors before I go backing them in those later rounds. And right now they are falling behind a little bit again. They have been much more competitive on this map though. I think it is worth saying, worth giving them credit for it. You know, there has been signs of round wins. They've come close to it a few times and they have been much more competitive as a duo.
Yeah, they're definitely... look, they know this map. That's very obvious at this point. They do know what's going on. They're able to keep up a lot better. They're better at the IDs. They're quicker through the turns than they were in the last map. It's just a confidence difference overall. And Project Conquerors just seem to be the slightly more capable team. I mean, there's a reason, probably, that they're not called Budget. At the very... Also, why are they Project Conquerors? Well, I guess that's the org, isn't it?
Ooh. Roquette crashed out. It's
clean.
going to be a draw. It will be a draw. But a draw is as good as a win for Project Conquerors. They will still take up 1 point. They will still move us forward onto map 3 of the match.
So going by the same logic that I had last map, Project Conquerors improved by 3 points that map, which means it's going to be 10-7, so it's going to be a 3-0, unfortunately.
It's good logic. Honestly, pattern recognition on point there.
Monkey brain, pattern recognition. Whoa, somebody did. Hold on a second. What just happened?
Twiggy, it's... Look, everyone needs to cast a warm-up at some point in their Trackmania career.
Roquette? Oh, sorry. It was a warm-up.
Everyone
you know what? I'm
needs
so out of it right now.
Everyone really needs to cast a warm-up, get very excited about something happening that does not make a difference at all. And that's your moment, Twiggy. Congratulations.
Hey, there we go. Everybody can laugh at me. That's good. Everybody laughs at me all the time. It's my personality at this point. Look, I've turned it into... Here's a secret. I've turned it into like a brand, so that I can play it off as I'm actually smart in real life. I'm just dumb on broadcast.
That's entirely fair. Yeah, you're like, this is my stream personality. It's pretending to be stupid. Yeah. Same, also. I'm clever enough to just copy your gimmick, and that's about as far as it goes. XY is overtaking. Project Conquerors, again, competitive at the start of this map, and as we head to the identity, I think we're going to see XY overtake another as well. And it started strong for Budget Conquerors. It looks like it'll end a little bit weaker. They have been thoroughly conquered in round 1 here, as XY made the run all the way from the back.
Yeah, had some trouble, it seems like, with the first turn of the identity, and as soon as you go through that with any speed, not only is your fragile going to completely screw you up on the next turn, but also you're probably going to have to full respawn, which sets you back at least 6 seconds. So not really a fun... No, not a fun one to mess up. There's a reason it's called slow down. It's more of a warning than anything else.
Slow down, you're going too fast. That's these players. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And one team definitely is going too fast right now. Project Conquerors, they're quick. XY, less quick on the start of this map. Twice in a row now, he's fallen behind the other team at the start, but made the good at the end, made the difference, was able to catch back up, was able to secure the ace, and he's going to have to do it again here. He is gaining in the middle section of the map. That turn robs everyone of speed, robs his source of a lot more speed than anyone else. And now we're on track for a round win. Will it be another ace? The identity looking better for XY.
And XY is just catching up by a few hundredths every turn onto Hand. Hand trying to stay ahead. This time, a little cleaner through the identity. Stays ahead. XY hits a border. Oh dear. Will he lose out to Hisaris at the end? Not quite.
Not quite. But so will remain a round win. It's still Project Conquerors taking it, but only 2 points this time around. And they do give 1 point over to Budget Conquerors. And they won't secure another ace. Project Conquerors are still very much in the driving seat for this race, though.
Yeah. You would hope so. You would hope that they weren't in a different seat. There is only 1 seat in the cars, so probably best to be in the driver's seat as you. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to like turn or press the accelerator or anything like that.
Nobody's sitting in anyone's lap in these cars. That's forbidden technology.
Maybe forbidden tech. What, like? You have double the amount of hands, so you can turn quicker. That's
actually what next season, like that's strats for next season of TMGL. People aren't ready for 2024 and what that's going to bring to the pro scene for Trackmania. But 2023 is bringing a very fast Project Conquerors and a very consistent Project Conquerors who are just in full control of this round again. They're going to put themselves in for another race. They're going to... There's been some crashes behind them, but I'm focusing on Project Conquerors, and we're going to watch them stroll across the line. They're within 2 points. A 1 and a 3 will secure this match for them at this point.
I'm very glad you were watching the top 2 there, because I just saw Hisaris and Hand both go straight on at the first jump and fly across the identity.
It's maybe for the best that we didn't make chat watch that, you know?
Yeah. Hey, not quite on track for my 7-point prediction, but you never know. 2 aces in a row.
Yeah, 2 aces in a row for Budget Conquerors, and then an inability to get the third and close out the match. That'd be drama. That'd be exciting. I'd be here for it if that's what they manage to pull off. I'll say that I think it's unlikely still, as they are a little bit behind right now, and they are currently the team chasing this round. They are behind their opponents by a little bit, but not by much. Mistakes at the back of the track could still cost Project Conquerors in this round, but a first and a third would be fine. A draw still okay for them. As long as one of them can hold on to this lead, they're feeling comfortable.
Oh, and that's an unfortunate bonk. Straight into another. Oh, there we go. That's basically what we were looking at.
Yeah, but that's pretty accurate to last round as well.
Yeah.
XY and Roquette, they crossed the line in first to second for what feels like the 10th time in this match. It's probably not quite that high, but it's not far off. Multiple aces. They show why they are the first Conquerors team. And we're going to leave this match behind. Twiggy, we have another match. We're going to keep with the round. And I want people to make sure that they don't get confused when they jump into this one. I'm going to swap to our faces very briefly so I don't accidentally leak the server. Doesn't that sound like a good idea?
That sounds like a brilliant server. Let's not do any of that thing.
Yeah, we're going to need everyone to not get confused, all right? There is a team in the...
We use your words.
Yes. Look, Into the Breach are a very good team. This is not Into the Breach. This is Into the Beach. So don't get confused. This is not the Grand League team. Unless someone's made a typo. We're going to be watching Into the Beach. We're going to be watching them as they play BSPP. And I'm going to jump over. We are into that game. Let's transition back to that one and see how things go. We're in map 3, Into the Beach, on parkour, looking to close this one out.
It's like the Red Hot Chili Pipers, but Trackmania version.
Sure.
You know.
Sure, why not? Yeah. Exactly. Good reference. Good reference.
Thank you. I haven't gone to see the live, but I want to at this point.
Yeah.
But yes, honestly, Into the Beach sounds a lot more enjoyable than Into the Breach.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. I'd be on.
Sounds like a good day. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see how they do. I mean, they're currently cruising to a potential win in this map. What would be their second pick as well. So looking at the scores, I think we're seeing another... Look, it's kind of a trend. You hope the teams win their map each time. I would imagine Into the Beach won map 1. I'd imagine BSPP won map 2. And Into the Beach are currently looking to win map 3. We'll head back to one of BSPP's picks on the next one. Once again, we're in a situation where we don't know what it is. I'm going to assume that we see gyroscopes somehow in the last 2 maps on this one. It just makes sense at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think there is a script that it always pick. If gyroscope is available at the end, it will always pick it as the tiebreaker.
This
obviously.
Messy in the back half, though, is Into the Breach. Into the Beach are going to find it. Ixon is going to cross the line in second place. Rin had the chance to snipe out. They did have a chance to secure the ace, as it got very, very messy there with cars falling off the track in every direction. Into the Beach with a draw, secure 10 points, secure that map, and we'll move to map 4 of the match, BSPP's pick.
Love that. That's great, because now we can see BSPP at their best, you know? Because we just saw them... You never want to open a map and just see somebody lose a round. This is great. Back and forth now. This is the most way too dank identity in the whole... I mean, like, come on. Whoever thought this one up is... I don't know.
Crazy. And again, this is one of those maps, you know, where I was talking about at the top of the stream, and we've gained some viewers since then, but the fact that I really like how the identities feel more integrated into the rest of the map in this TMGL map pack, in these the World Tour maps. You know, the fact that there is backwards driving at other points in the map as well. The fact that, in general, it doesn't just kind of feel like this identity springs on you out of nowhere. I think this is a very good example of that.
Yeah. So far, the SPP seem very comfortable with the start part of that. And then you've got a lovely long kind of area where it feels almost like you're playing a normal map, and then you're right back into driving backwards, which is so jarring and so awesome. Yep,
it's fun, and we're going to see who gets these transitions cleanly. Everyone going for the 360, everyone looking clean on the 360. But so far, BSPP looking a little bit cleaner on their map selection. They do have a 6/10 lead right now. They are neck and neck themselves at the front. They can take it pretty easy right now. Everyone makes the turnaround cleanly, at least in the top 3. Brandon has dropped a little further down the field in the backward section. It's precise. It is a little bit tricky, making sure you weave between these poles. Everyone making it, but Ixon Ixon with a touch off the wall. Rin and Tialek will make it across the line cleanly ultimately. They'll find an ace in round 1 on map 4.
Why don't they just drive forward? I feel like that'd be faster.
I'm genuinely not even going to dignify that with a response.
Look, I'm just smarter than them. I don't know why they don't, you know.
Average Twitch chatter is just joined the broadcast here.
Yeah, somebody just joined for the first time. Why are they driving backwards?
No, it's true. Look, if in case anyone is watching, and this is one of your first times watching Trackmania, it is genuinely maybe worth explaining a little bit that the map is designed. That was stylish by Rin, not on purpose, but stylish nonetheless. This map is designed in such a way that you do need to turn the car backwards. If you try to drive forwards, you're going to get hit with reactor boosts. You're going to get hit with boosters in general, and you will end up just being sent back the other way instead. You can't drive it forward. You have to drive it backwards. That's the fastest way to do it. We will see now if Ixon can hold on into the second place as we head back into the backwards section one more time. Can he hold on? Can he stay close behind Tialek?
So far, clean. It's the last couple turns here where you really have to turn early on that one and make sure that you're not bonking into the side. We saw Ixon demonstrate that beautifully last time. Does not do it this time. At least keeps his team away from an ace. Brandon had some trouble with the earlier stages of the map.
And I do feel this is a scoring pattern that we've seen a lot in matches tonight. An ace in the first round into managing to hold on to make it a kind of 2-1 point split in the second round. But it's such a big gap already, right? Like one team having 5 points, one team having 1, halfway there versus barely started as what you need to win a match. It genuinely is like very, very good. If you can get out of the gates early in any of these maps, if you can get an ace in one of the first couple of rounds, things feel very good for you very quickly.
I mean, yeah, an ace is so much more valuable than any... Well, I mean, it's 3 times more valuable than winning via just a 1 and a 3, so quite literally.
Ooh. Tialek spins out entirely, and the 1 and the 4, that's a tie. That would be a tie. That would be both teams going home from this round with 1 point. And that's maybe what we're on track for the first time in this map. But it does mean that we're going to need to see Tialek staying behind Brandom and Ixon. That's really, I think, the story of this map right now. We're trusting Rin can make his way to the finish line cleanly. Maybe it's a misplaced trust, but I don't think so as things stand. Ixon is just in front. Rin stall off in the distance. Tialek has overtaken Brandom. And just a little bit too slow through it. And instead of a 1-1 point split, the gap continues to get bigger. And BSPP, they are now on match point. If they can get an ace, they will take map 4 in quick fashion.
Yeah, so far hardly any mistakes whatsoever from BSPP. I think we've seen maybe a couple unfortunate exits. That's about it so far. No bonks, no nothing. Which is great. Brandom and Ixon have both had trouble, at the very least, with 1 or 2 of the parts of the map here. The bug slide has spun out one of them once. Ixon manages to get through the checkpoint just about. He had a... I mean, I'm just going to stop talking. That's not a good idea.
Listen, the APAC cast was on before this one. The APAC regional was played this morning, and they were really pulling off some sick caster curses. So we deserved a couple as well. And Ixon has been cursed to the Shadow Realm for this one. BSPP, they are looking to close this one out. We said they needed an ace. They heard us. They're looking to deliver.
So far, well ahead, as long as I can just make these turns happen. Rin... Oh, it's a little late. Oof. Okay, just making it through, and there's no problem whatsoever. In the end, finishes off the map. It's 2-2. We're going to the 5th map.
Which, as we have agreed... must be gyroscope.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure we're going to find out that gyroscope has been randomly selected in the last round here. Let's find out what map 5 is as we head into a decider. Which of these teams will hold on in the tournament? Who is going home? It's Aero Pipes. What a scam.
Yeah, honestly, I want gyroscope back.
Yeah.
We were complaining earlier. I want it. I want gyroscope. It's Aero Pipes. Okay, so
it's a fun
thing
map.
about Aero Pipes. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a brilliant ending no matter what.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's definitely going to be very, very enjoyable. But, you know, I mean, where's my gyroscope look? I mean, the fact that I see gyroscope everywhere I go, in my dreams, I am haunted by gyroscope. It's not happening. Instead, I get the pipes this time around. Instead, I'm going to have to watch someone fall off. And that's going to be equally exciting.
Yeah. As soon as you press the go live button, you're never getting gyroscope again. We've seen it once. That's it. We're never going to see it again. It's gone forever from the map pool.
Yep.
I hope everybody bans it out now just so you never get it.
Yeah. Tialek is having some issues. I don't know what's going on back there, but that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Rin, who is just completely tied. Nothing separating him and Ixon there for a brief second. I believe they were literally zero. Tialik is back. There's multiple crashes behind, though. This is now 2 separate races. Tialik, his internet is cutting out. We have no idea where he is on the track. He could be winning. He could be in 4th. He could be anywhere in between. So let's stay on sword with Brandom and see how he goes towards the end of this track. Heading towards the end. There's Tialik. He is winning. He is winning the round. Will he survive the identity? Now, will we get to see him survive the identity, or will he disappear off our screens one more time? Brandom is trying to chase him down. Speed. Critical towards the end here. Who has it? There goes Tialik again. We may never know what he was doing in this round. Brandom, 1 jump, makes it clean. Brandom, 2nd jump. He doesn't make it clean. It's dirty. It's very dirty. He's fallen off. Now it's down to Ixon, who crashes out as well. Tialik finished a long time ago. And here we go. The 2 players in blue still looking to get across the line, and it's going to ultimately be an ace. And I think just a very straightforward round there, Twiggy, in many ways. Just a straightforward little ace.
Yeah, honestly, Tialik used his stand. That's the only explanation there. My man teleports behind you. Oh my woman. Tialik
is an anime protagonist. He's doing fine up there at the front. And the important thing is actually that Into the Beach both repeatedly failed the identity. As much fun as that was, that's
he's doing it again.
Scary.
He's doing it again.
He is doing it again.
Somebody stop this man.
Tio Brando has entered our game of Trackmania, and I am scared for my life.
Nothing personnel.
Into the Beach need to get this identity right. That round should have been a draw, Twiggy. They should have come away with 1 point each, and neither of the players could get across that identity in time.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Rain is again at the back. Brandom and Ixon. How are they feeling in this one? Where's Tialik? Nobody knows. But at the moment, we have to assume that Into the Beach are probably 2nd and 3rd, or maybe winning.
One of those 2 things is happening right now. Brandom is incredibly clean here. I don't know how Tialik could be ahead, but right now, he could be anywhere.
He could be anywhere.
He's brought out his shadow jutsu. They'll appear at some point, maybe. We'll see. But Brandom doing incredibly well so far. It's down to the identity now. It's a good very clean first pipe. 2nd pipe is good as well. Brandom does make it through. I don't see a way that Tialik, with his amazing teleportation skills, could beat him, but...
Okay, Ixon came 3rd. Tialik is on the start line. Question mark, maybe?
I think that's a no.
Okay, Tialik's game has apparently completely crashed, which means because Rain got that 2nd place, right? Still, they get 1 point. There's a 2 map difference between them. We're not sure what's going on. We'll see if there is a pause coming through. It is going to take a second here for the round to start anyway, as it tries to find Tialik desperately. And who knows where he could possibly be. He is once again stationary on the start line, and this is maybe a little bit of a sad end to what has been a very exciting map. But hey, these things, they happen.
Yeah. I mean, Into the Beach, as long as they keep up the performance that they've been... Brandon was so clean last round. I don't see... Unless any mistakes are made, Rin is keeping up.
If Rin wins every round...
That's a good point.
It's still a draw every time then. And so they'd win.
BSPP are ahead.
They'd win. So Rin just needs to win 6 rounds in a row.
Just win 4-head, quite literally at this point.
Doable?
Very doable. Hey,
we'll see how it goes.
Right now,
it is just winning 4-head. And he is a full second ahead. He's feeling okay about this one. Ixon is the player. This is it. This is the battle now. It is just for 1st place. That's what matters in this match. And Rin is going to continue to hold on to that one. But we've seen this identity. We've seen it cost lives before. Will it cost Rin's this time around? Let's jump on board with Rin, because all that matters is that he gets this cleanly. He's so far ahead. He'll hold on to it as long as he can get there. It's a little bit wobbly, but he's in 1st place. And he will keep this gap stable at 2 points as both teams move to 5 and 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been told that the round will be paused. There it is. Perfect timing. 1v2 not allowed. We need to wait for Tialik to get back.
Yep.
He's back. Oh, there you go. Easy. Teleported back.
All we had to do was pause, and that summoned him. Eldritch God Tialik has returned to the server and is here to hopefully not teleport around quite so many times. We'll see. I'm not sure. I believe admins can change the points totals if they need to, but maybe they can't mid-round. And so that 5-3, it may stand. BSPP may have just moved a little bit closer as Rin put the team on his back and moved all the way to first.
Yeah. Now that Tialik is back, though, to be fair, last time we saw Tialik may have been teleporting, got a very good time. Got a better time than anybody else has so far in the server. Yeah. So Tialik being the driving force of the team maybe can start to bring things back. Absolutely.
As we have confirmation there that 1v2 not allowed, and there is a 2-minute timeout for that. If players don't manage to get back in that, they will lose the match, unfortunately. And hey, that's how it goes. Internet issues, they do happen. It's a part of esports. It's like the weather raining out a cricket game, right?
Sure, yeah. I'm sure. I'm you know what? That's a brilliant... I have no comment whatsoever.
It's just correct. You can't argue with it.
Yeah, sure. You've completely thrown me off with a cricket comparison in our Trackmania stream. Sure.
This is what happens when I cast with too many Australians and British. It's just cricket.
I'm sure
then,
the Europeans are definitely going to understand everything about the cricket.
100%. The French love cricket, absolutely. This match, Twiggy, is continuing right now. And Tialik is back, and Tialik is driving fast, no longer teleporting. He's in first place. Rin, on the other hand, despite holding on for the team when he was down a teammate, is now in last place. And so Tialik, looking for a win, looking to turn this one into a draw, barring a mistake potentially from someone on into the beach on that final identity, giving Rin a way back in. But right now, Tialik is slower than Ixon, and Ixon gaining, looking to make this overtake happen as we head towards the identity.
Oh, Tialik loses just a little bit more time with that turn there, just a slightly higher angle than Ixon. Ixon stays ahead by just a hair. It's 100th between them as we move on to the pipes. Ixon gets a better release. Tialik is falling back. Oh, but Ixon fails! The last jump, Brandon moves.
And there's Rin!
Rin gets second place. Ixon falls to fourth.
It's a draw. It is not the draw that we were looking for. We were looking for a draw with Tialik in first and Rin in fourth. Instead, we get Rin in second, Tialik in third, and Ixon falling off a pipe to come in fourth place. The gap between the two teams remains at 2 points. BSPP still not on match point. An ace still doesn't win it for them here. It would put them very, very close, though. And into the beach, it's in their hands. They can still play for a win.
Ixon got piped. So important for BSPP to stay ahead now. I mean, Tialik seems to, at least with the pipes, has not made a mistake so far with the pipes, but to the rest of the map, as long as he stays ahead of Ixon, and Brandon is now ahead of Ixon, but...
Yep, trying to stay close as well, and we will see it again, I think, come down to this identity. And we've seen this is definitely one of the ones that, well, maybe no surprise, these players aren't just comfortable on. This was the random map in this match, and that's nearly an outside wall touch, but it is alive. Tialik stays alive, and it is Brandon in first place as we head towards the identity. Can he remain in first place? Willerby crashes Rin. That's an early mistake, and now Tialik is in second place. This is the ace. It looks like 4 into the beach as Ixon came from behind to win the round. Brandon held on for a second place and into the beach take a 1-point lead overall.
Oh, okay. This is one hell of a last map. Look, I'm so glad that Tialik helped us stretch this whole one for content here. This is brilliant. You've brought it down to the wire. That's all that matters.
I'm on board. Hey, any map that comes around to a last round, honestly, I'm on board for BSPP to tie this one up. All right, I want to see a 1-3 from BSPP. I want to see us heading into the last round with both teams on 8 points. And hey, right now, that's the position that we are sitting in. Tialik in first place, Rin in third, but he is being overtaken by Ixon. Once again, all 4 of these cars are neck and neck. Once again, I gotta say, Twiggy, I think we're coming down to an identity finish.
Probably. Tialik is going to be entering the last half of the map ahead. Brandon right behind. It's all just a train of cars, a few tenths right behind each other. Chalik moves into the dirt section. This is where he's lost a lot of time before, not quite getting as good lines as the into the beach side, but he gets through it very cleanly this time. It's all going to come down to the pipes now. If Chalik can stay ahead, it's going to be massive for the team. Can gain 1 point, can do exactly what you said, and equalize it up to 8 or gets it very cleanly to start with. The second one is also clean. Nobody is getting ahead of him. Brandon fails. Nixon is the one who gets ahead. Rin doesn't quite make it either.
A tie! Are you kidding? Both teams can win on this round. BSPP, they do need an ace into the beach. They would take it if they get a first and a third. Brandon, I'm not sure how he made it into that finish. That was the most wicked finish that we have seen this evening so far. But this match is still anyone's to play for.
If we keep getting ties, I'm going to lose my mind. But every single player seems to be just completely fine all throughout the map. It's as soon as we get to the identity, as soon as one person makes a mistake, suddenly it opens up completely.
The SPP, they need the ace to win this match right here, right now on map 5. And right now they are sitting in first and second place. Ixon is close behind. Brandon with a mistake trails by a lot. Ixon needs to overtake one of these two cars in front of him. He's going to need to do it, it looks like, in the identity as well. Looking for a mistake from one of the players from BSPP. He needs that mistake. He needs a crash, a misjudged jump on one of these pipes. And here we go onto these aero pipes for what could be the last time. The first one is clean for everyone. Ixon a little bit slow. Rin, he overtakes Rin. Rin is gone, and it'll be tied 9-9 in what is guaranteed the final round of this match.
Oh my god. It's a different player every time that makes a mistake at the end. Can we tie now? Yeah?
Yeah, all right. Look, I did realize as I was saying it that there could be a draw, but it would have sounded way less dramatic, and so I didn't want to.
What will be the final round unless they tie again?
I personally guarantee that this is the final round of this match between Into the Beach and BSPP.
Yeah. No, this is it. This is the last round. He has predicated it. He is an oracle. And that's all that matters at the moment. Oh no, Ixon!
Mistakes.
Gets airtime.
Mistakes from two players, and now it's up to Brandon, who is the closest to these two front runners. He needs to overtake both of them to try and force this draw, or we need some big mistakes on the pipes. Let's see how this one goes when we get to the finish. Brandon is a little ways back. Rin and Chalik, both of them need to fail. Both of them need to be overtaken.
So far, both ahead. Chalik hits the wall on the dirt. That's going to let Brandon ahead. It's now just Rin trying to keep the hopes of the team alive, and it's all going to come up to the identity once again. Chalik now in third place. Brandon moves ahead. It's clean from everybody so far on the pipes. Chalik, though, makes a mistake on the end. He doesn't make it through that one. What is that?
Brandon, he's doing... Get across the line!
No way.
It's a draw!
Let's go! Oh my god. So it was the last round, huh? It's the last round, yeah?
I've been scammed, all right? The players have made fools of me, but they will keep it going. And do you know what, Twiggy? I can't even be mad.
You lied to all of us?
I've made a continuous and severe lapse in judgment, all right?
Thank you.
There we go. We've got that out of the way, and we can focus what in surely now is the final round of this match.
Surely it's the final round as everybody is neck and neck through to the middle of the map once again. Everybody's getting so... You know what? This is the best practice any of these players have ever got for aero pipes. So far, everybody is now fully consistent for the start of the map. It's all going to come down once again to the identity. It's only 2/10 separating everybody in the pack so far.
First and a third. Enough to win this match. That's all you need. Sure, an ace would be nice, but you don't need it. The problem is the players are once again sorting themselves in a position that looks suspiciously drawable. This is looking like Ixon could win this one and Brandon could come in fourth. But let's see who makes it through cleanly. If anyone, Brandon, that's a mistake early on. Let's jump forward to the rest of the pack and see how things go. It is literally neck and neck at the front. There is nothing separating them. Rin with a mistake. Meanwhile, at the front, Ixon is the only one cleanly through. Chalik in second. Rin looking to come in third place. Brandon is behind. I think we're getting another draw, but Brandon needs to finish. He has 8 seconds left. I think we've done it. We're going to keep going. Why would we end this match when the entertainment is this damn high?
We are not done yet. The ride never ends. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Please. Overtime number 2. I mean, there's no point even talking until right at the end of the... it's just...
You can go home when I say you can go home, is what every single one of these players has apparently decided. Aero pipes, there's no way that anything could have been better. With the way this has played out, absolutely incredible entertainment.
Okay. So, Chalik? Chalik has made love to a wall, and now it is just the top 3 left. And so far, Ixon a little slow through that. Rin is making up for his teammates' mistakes very well with some clean driving, and it's gonna come down to the identity. No, it's gonna come down to the.
One more time.
You know what you said about drawable positions? I feel like we're here once again as we move through to the dirt. It's so close between everybody. Ixon right behind Rin now. Brandon bringing up the rear of this pack. Tialik is just going to have to make it to the end of the map at this point unless everybody makes mistakes. Rin gets through. No! The touch! Ixon and Brandon move through. It's going to be an ace for them. Into the beach. Managed to take the map and take the series after 3 overtimes. Oh my god.
With a grand total of 11 points. They'll finish on 14, ultimately 14-11. And that will be the match for Into the Beach. They do it in stylish fashion on aero pipes. What an awful lot of fun we've just had here. And I think we're probably going to go to a break. I can't imagine there are any matches remaining.
Tournament's
in
over.
This.
Pack it up. That's the best we're going to see.
I cannot imagine that there's any way any of the other matches in this round are still going. Here's our faces, Twiggy. Everyone can look at us for a little while as we all, everyone deep breaths together. Decompress a little bit.
In through the nose, out through the mouth, guys. It's all good.
In order to give everyone a chance to go and catch their breath, to go and have a quick break, do whatever you need to do. We're going to throw to a quick break ourselves once again. Don't go anywhere. I mean, how could you possibly turn away from this? The matches are only going to get closer from here on out. Less and less teams. We're eliminating half of them every single time. It's insane. It'll only get more insane. Yeah, let's keep it going anyway. We're going to throw it to that break. And we will see everyone here very, very shortly indeed. Welcome back to the Trackmania World Tour EU Regional, where I've just about managed to catch my breath after that last map, but we get no rest at all, Twiggy. We are already into the picks and bans here for our first match of the round of 32.
Gyroscope immediately banned out. They're rushing through this one. I do love a team that knows what they like.
Yeah, Gyroscope was immediately banned by the team who are in red, who are the German Ancients, up against the Arctic Raptors. There's some interesting names definitely here in this match. The players on the Arctic Raptors, they're the 4th seed coming into today. They have the player who is the top seed in terms of matchmaking coming in individually today. But over on the German Ancients, we have a name that should be familiar to anyone who's been paying attention to, well, literally any Trackmania competition in like the last 15 years. Marius is playing on this squad, and I think it's going to be really interesting seeing a team that has pace, that is coming in as very high seed, versus Marius, who is going to be incredibly consistent under pressure, who is going to be there if you make any mistakes to capitalize on them.
Yeah, and this one is now, it's starting to get, we're starting to actually win things at this point. We might not be to the prize pool yet, and we might not be to qualification, but the winner of this map gets into the top 16, gets one World Tour point, gets one circuit point moving forward in the Trackmania World Tour. So it does count for something at this point. Qualification to future events is going to be a lot easier with that one. So it's, yeah, this is where it starts to be a little more interesting.
Let's get a little bit spicy. Picked randomly was Agility Dash, and we'll be heading onto parkour in a quick second here. Picked by the blue team. Slowdown for that second map. And then potentially the match could just end on reps, but I'll say it again, I don't think this is a match that is going to end that quickly. I'm hoping to see at least 4, and to be honest, if you see 4 maps, you're as likely as not, Twiggy, to see the 5th.
Yeah. I like that we've kind of got 2 conflicting kind of styles of driving here as well. That makes this very interesting. We're going to see whether it's better to drive safe or quick, which is great. That's always fun. Because, I mean, the amount of times we've seen people... Obviously, these are not easy maps, although they may be the easy versions of the maps. They're not simple. And we've seen a lot of mistakes coming out. And obviously, when you're pushed to the limit, you do make mistakes a lot more often. So it's really important sometimes that you do just get consistent rounds.
Yeah, is very important indeed. We'll see what the teams are in a second. I've given a little spoiler, but there they are. Look, there's the nice graphic that pops up on the server. NRGs, as we said, the player who comes in as individually the highest ranked player in the server, in the competition today, came in with the highest personal seeding. Over on the other side, Marius and Anayo, 2 German players who've been around for a very, very long time. Indeed, they bring the experience. They'll be bringing the heat to try and take down an Arctic Raptor squad that definitely wants to continue to prove they have what it takes to move forward in this tournament. A bit of a target on your back when you're such a high seed.
Yeah, and well, I mean, when you've been competing in Trackmania for what, like 19 years, 20 years, something like that, there's a bit of gravitas to your name. People are going to want to beat you. People are going to want to knock you off that pedestal.
They will, and we'll see how that does go. We're on to that first track. It is going to be parkour, and we will see how things start to separate out, how these 2 teams look. A nice slide. Look, you expect these players to get through this nice and cleanly. There goes Marius with a much tighter inside line than any of the other drivers, but that means he's just a little bit slower out of the exit as well. At the moment, on pace for a draw. German Ancients being split by the Arctic Raptors, but that will potentially change as we head to our identity.
Yeah, it's going to start to... I mean, it's so close from here that it is really all going to be up to how people get through this identity. And the parkour identity, obviously, a lot of jumps, and you have to be pretty precise, make quick corrections to your angle. So far, everybody getting through. NRG's at the front, going to take first place. And, oh, it's going to be a draw to start things off. I feel like we're going to get a lot of this going on.
I don't know if I can do it again, Twiggy.
10 rounds, and then we're going to overtime. It's going to take 10 rounds.
10 draws, and then just 5 more rounds of drawing.
Yeah,
and then...
exactly. As soon as one player makes a single mistake, that's it. That's the end. It's not... This isn't going to be the same. This is a different game entirely now.
Yep.
Keep in mind, this is just the top 32. We've got more. So much more of this. So much more to come.
So much more Trackmania to keep going over the next couple of days as well. The APAC Regional will be on again tomorrow morning before we have day 2 of the EU Regional. And Anayo will take a quick trip into mid-air. Marius is a long way down as well. This was Arctic Raptors' pick. So, I mean, you do hope that they're going to win a couple of rounds, that they will get a couple of aces. But in the meantime, I think they're relying on mistakes from their opponents right now.
not sure if I could have flipped over that wall if I tried. I didn't know you get over the wall. I'm genuinely confused, but either way, looks like at the moment it's going to be an ace for Arctic.
Well,
NRG's is going to make his way through, but it's going to be Marius to come in second.
Yeah, you say that. Anayo is still a long way back, and Shinimi is going to crash again. So what if, and hear me out here, we simply had a second draw in as many rounds? Oh!
Wow.
No
way.
Anayo didn't make the line. He was there. He was tenths away from finishing. Because he doesn't get across, Arctic Raptors get away like bandits in the night with 2 points.
That's,
What a scam.
That's actually a scam. Ubisoft Nadeo, they have removed 1 second from the timer. Why would you do this? It's all a scam. They did it on purpose.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, look, Arctic Raptors, they'll take it. They'll be happy enough with it, but they should be acing. That last round should have gone fine. When this is your map pick, you'd hope to be a little bit more consistent at this point of the competition as well on the identities. Shinimi, it wasn't a great look the last time around. Let's see how things go when we do get back to it again this time.
So far, no silly mistakes like we've seen. No jumping over walls just yet, but it is going to be jumping over large gaps to finish us off, and so far Arctic Raptors look like that's going to be their first ace. This time Shinimi does not have an unfortunate time at the end.
No errors at the end, and a clean round from everyone involved as well, all finishing within a second and a half of each other. Not something we've seen a huge amount of tonight. These tracks, they're difficult, it turns out, and that tends to split the players up over the course of the length of them. Seeing it end cleanly with an ace for an Arctic Raptors, I mean, that's what you'd expect as we get towards this back half of the competition. We'd expect to see players doing well, acing on their maps, but everyone's still able to finish cleanly.
Yeah, once again, Arctic Raptors off to a really good start, both within a tenth of each other. Anaya right behind Marius. I didn't see what happened, but there has been a bonk there.
There's been a bit of a bonk, and he's a little bit down the track as well. The Safe Meister not looking all that safe right now, getting a little bit too close to a wall for comfort at times. But still, this is Anayo looking to try and break up the 1-2, looking to deny the ace. Looks like he may well have done it. Shinimi needs to get through this cleanly. A 1-3 will still get 2 points for the Arctic Raptors. They're still feeling okay about this one, as they will extend their lead, and they will be able now to move to match point.
I mean, you can see the difference in quality that we have built up moving towards the round of 32. NRGs has not made a single mistake. It is their map pick. I feel like there must have been a little bit of grinding going on here.
You know, probably practiced a little bit coming into the competition.
Just a little. Just a little. Tiny bit.
The fact that they are our 4th seed today, the fact that NRGs is coming in as the highest individually rated seed of any player in the competition, you get that by playing a lot, especially of these maps at the top of matchmaking. So yeah, we would expect them to have it. There's 2 crashes, and both of the crashes are for cars in red. The Germans will spin out of this round and potentially spin out of this map 1 altogether.
That was not very safe whatsoever, but I guess when you are down 5 points, it is a little bit more important to go for quicker routes. Going so far inside on that ice slide is going to run the risk of you just missing the ice completely.
Just sliding out totally. Look, maybe a chance. Maybe NRGs and Shinimi both completely crash out here, but I don't think NRGs has had a struggle yet with the parkour, and Shinimi, the hands appear to have warmed up a little bit as well. An ace to finish things out. Arctic Raptors do what you're supposed to do on your map pick, and they make it clean.
Yeah, clean is one word for that. I mean, that's an insanely consistent parkour. I am scared to see exactly what is going to be coming later on, because if you keep that up, there's a reason you're the #1 rated seed.
Pretty clean. But with that, with a clean start then for Arctic Raptors, this puts pressure on the German Ancients. A name that, look, I love it. It's a great name. And Io coming back after, being a very good player in the early 2010s to make a return in the early 2020s. Looking forward to seeing his career in the early 2030s as well, when he makes his next big comeback. At which point, we'll all still be here, right? We'll all still be playing.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I plan on going past my 30s, I'm not going to lie to you.
All right.
Diminishing returns, you know.
Dark, yeah, absolutely. As this now, as we said, is pressure on the German Ancients. They do now need to find a win on their own map, because if you lose on your map pick as the red team, if you go into map 3, your opponent's first pick again, you're going to struggle. You're going to have a real bad time of it. So, German Ancients in this round, it's an important opening round for them. Can they hold on? Right now, they're not in a great position. Shinemi is holding the lead right now. You do see it is NRG's just there, managing to stay even with an IO as well, as we'll head towards the identity of this map. One we've seen plenty tonight. We're back into slowdown. We're back into the hills, and it is going to be an IO a little bit in the weeds as well as he gets into that penalty grass. Is being overtaken. It's going to be a close finish, but NRG's looks to have done enough, has done enough for hundredths of a second, and an ace on their opponent's map. That's got to feel good for Arctic Raptor.
That's a massive clock. NRG's just came out a little wider on that first turn. They gave him just enough speed to boost him maybe just like 500ths further on, and Anaya just misses out tiny margins there.
Very, very tiny margins, but hey, that's what we love to see. That is the joy of true top-level Trackmania, of really seeing players who are pushing it to the limits and have the consistency as well. It comes down to the fine margins. It doesn't just come down to, well, which team made the mistake on the way through. Right now, the issue for German Ancients is that, yeah, their opponents are consistent and they are not making any mistakes at all. Once again, there is, what, 300 separating the two players from Arctic Raptors, and they are in first and second place.
Yeah, and right now, German Ancients lagging about 500ths behind. It's a big gap to be able to make up, especially on a map like this where there isn't really an insane identity to get through. You are forced to a pretty much consistent speed throughout these humps, and there's really almost no way to catch up if both teams are consistent at doing it.
They were just touching. They held hands through that entire round.
The whole map.
It's scary out there, you know? Take a friend with you, and Arctic Raptors have taken that to heart. They did finish within exactly 300ths of each other. 0.030, the final difference between them. And if they keep that up, I mean, this wasn't their pick. They're not meant to be this good on this map.
Oh, well, I mean, both NRGs and Shinemi fall off the intended route a little bit there. One of them goes slightly outside the outside line, and one of them did not get the outside line whatsoever. So Anayo does take the lead. Marius up into third. We could be seeing the first couple points here for the German Ancients if they keep up that speed, but I mean, NRG's... Oh, no! Marius. Oh, wait, no. Yes, Marius.
Yeah, Marius.
Also on the bonk. Oh, man.
With the bonk, the safe meister. You'll have a little bit of a bonk, a little bit of an incident with a sign. Hey, it happens, and we'll see. This race up for first place at the moment. That is tight. Anayo coming out the worst of it at the moment. More speed for NRGs. It'll come down potentially to the last hill, and it will be NRGs cruising into a first place. Shinemi crashes, though. How far ahead of Marius is he? Where's Marius? Is he coming up behind? Not close enough. It ends up being 8/10 and 2 more points to the Arctic Raptors, who are now on 8-1 on their opponent's pick.
Man, that's kind of heartbreaking for the German, because it's not only the fact that you're losing this, you now have to pull off a reverse sweep. It's also just, reality's setting in a little bit. You know,
yeah.
There's that mental. You're gonna start making more mistakes. You're gonna start having to drive quicker, and suddenly Marius, the safe meister, is gonna be making even more mistakes.
Yeah. Uncharacteristic, a couple of those bonks, and maybe Marius feeling he has to push it a little bit more here on this map. So far, it has not worked out all the way. And of course, that reverse sweep for a red team will always have to start on one of your opponent's picks. You will be starting with the map that they feel comfortable on. It's a big mental edge, never mind just a prep edge for Arctic Raptors heading to the next round, assuming they can close things out here. And right now, it's looking a lot like they can close things out here, Twiggy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like... Oh, Marius took some airtime, but it wasn't bad.
Oh, Eclipse.
Keeping up. Oh, but yeah. I mean, no. Yeah, it looks like it is going to be... Oh, just about... Oh, another ace. It's unbelievable. Again, holding hands. 700ths between the top three.
Oh, and I was out in the cold. And the cold here is 3/10 away from everyone else. That's still close, but it's big compared to the 700ths that split everyone else. And it ends with an ace for the team of Arctic Raptors, who move on to reps with all of the advantages in the world on this match.
Man. Well, fortunately, if we're going by, you know, maybe the first two maps have been a little too simple for Arctic Raptors, this is probably the most difficult of the three we've had so far. Maybe they'll make some mistakes. Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe.
I don't trust it.
Maybe.
I don't trust it.
Maybe at least they won't be holding hands throughout the whole thing, because that is an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I mean, like, someone's got to check. Is that in the rulebook? Are you allowed to have that much contact with your teammate? Seems a little bit sus, man. Yeah,
maybe they've got a racing line going on, and that's kind of sus. I don't know. They're following,
maybe they've practiced and talked to each other a lot about the lines they take through the corners.
Maybe they're just really coordinated. That's the thing. Maybe they're just good at the game. Imagine.
Yeah, maybe. It could be. I mean, they're proving it again right now, right? Moving into a first and second place. It's close. Anayo is right there. Marius a little bit back, and Anayo is trying to break up that 1-2 duo that Arctic Raptors have going on. But it'll come down, as it does so often, to this identity and coming down to who can land these jumps cleanly into it. NRGs is just about in front of Anayo as we round the last couple of turns, heading now into this jump. We'll jump on board with Anayo. We'll see if he can make it. He does make it, and there's a crash from NRGs, and now this is looking like, and it will be, a draw to kick things off.
Oh, here we go. We're back. We're back. Reality has been, restored. NRGs. That's the first mistake he's made the whole series. Unbelievable.
Yeah, when you put it that way as well, I was casting my mind back, and I was like, is that genuinely the first, mistaken identity that Energies has made? And yeah, it might be. He's been incredibly consistent so far for the team. It kind of shows that maybe he has been practicing more than most of the other people remaining in this competition. He's been looking very, very good indeed. But even with that, even with Energies making a mistake, making the big crash and dropping to fourth, all Germinations can pull out is a draw, and that's scary.
Yeah, well, so far, Anayo is really pushing it. Seems like, oof, man, very close to bonking there. Definitely trying to split up these two at the very least, if not try and get ahead and give his team a fighting chance. Last time it did work out for the team, but I mean, there's just Arctic Raptors on his back so much that it's impossible to keep that speed going. That it looks like Germinations are fighting so much harder for the same results that Arctic Raptors are getting.
It really does. It's comfortable right now for Arctic Raptors, but this is a tight battle. Shinimi gets the slowdown. Oh. We could yet see another draw. No, we won't even see a draw. We will see Germinations just win a round. They will take 2 points. They'll move 1 point ahead, and Germinations on their opponent's map are doing a little bit of what Arctic Raptors did to them, but there's still a long way to go.
Well, it's you're saying there's a chance. That's the idea here. But again, Arctic Raptors get off to a really good start. And at this point, every single 100th counts. Energies again. That's the second time he's fallen behind everybody else.
Dropping a little way back. Shinimi now needs to hold on in first place. Very close to that checkpoint. And our own words are hard. Onia was very close to the following wall as well, but neither of them crashed. And therefore, I've just been dragging this sentence out too long for no reason, Twiggy.
Thank you very much. Yes, I will take that back over and provide some incredibly good analysis of what's going on instead. But again, it looks like it might just be another draw situation. NRGs is like, unless somebody makes a mistake, it seems like so far Germinations have not been making a mistake on the final part of the map. It's oh no. It's so tight now.
It's so tight. 2 battles going on. One for first, one for third. Either of them could change the outcome of this round. Everyone will make it through the identity cleanly. And Donayo sniped at the end as well. And so we'll get a draw, and Germinations will hold on to their lead.
Oh, man. We're going to be here all day. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the round of 32. We're going all night. All night. What's the time? It's getting late. It's getting late.
It's only like 2 o'clock. We've plenty of time left. Plenty.
That's late for me. I'm an old man. I need my sleep.
That's fair. I also definitely would love a bit of sleep. I also need to preserve my voice. I'm going to go and do a little bit of singing this evening, do a bit of karaoke. Ooh. So I'm just letting everyone know that now.
What's your go-to karaoke tune?
I do love a bit of September by Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, it's a good time, right? It's a good time.
It's a good time.
It will also shred my voice. So just so everyone remembers this when I'm here tomorrow and can't speak.
Yeah, okay. Good. I will have a callback to that one. We'll cut in like some footage of you I'll sneak in some footage of you at the karaoke. We can cut that in the middle of a map. If we have another blowout map like the sister team, we'll throw that on. But we're at the identity of the map. We probably the slowdown, the clip
right at the end,
clip right on the end. Oh my god.
Shine will clip. Marius will take a second place. We will be tied up in the match at 5 points apiece. Great round to finish that one out. Right at the end, it looked like everyone was safe, and Shine just couldn't quite get across that line.
Nice. That rhymed. That was really good. I like that.
Yeah. I'm practicing for later.
I got you. Oh. Yeah, you definitely need to improvise rhyme in a karaoke. That's
Famously,
usually
that's what
they don't have
karaoke is.
lyrics on that. You actually have to make up your own lyrics generally. That is how that works.
It's basically what I do anyway. I can't. What am I going to do? Read in a karaoke? But wouldn't be me. Either way, look, this is an important round, Twiggy, and so I'm going to focus on it, okay? You can't distract me, because with the teams tied at 5-5, there's a chance for one of these teams to put themselves in the driving seat and moving towards the back half of the map. A round win here gives you match point, no matter what kind of round win it is. And Io, desperately trying to hold that off, is in the mix. Marius is a little bit behind. He's not too far behind, though. About 6 tenths now away from the rest of the pack. He is gaining, but maybe it's just an Io that's slipping away from the leaders. In fact, that is what's happened. Shine and NRGs, both of them clean through it, looking for the ace, and they will find a clean ace. A 1-2 puts them to 8 points, puts them on match point, puts them on the entire round. They could move to the round of 16 right now.
It doesn't matter how fast you are by the time you get to the identity. If you're a second back already, you're just not going to take it away from the two Frenchmen here. It is absolutely... I mean, you're playing up against some of the best players now. You do have to make sure that all the way throughout the map you are staying with the pack. And Marius right now, it seems like, is not able to keep up with the pack here on Ray. Oh my lord, Io. And Shine.
Yeah, and I missed. I saw Shine drifting off a wall. He's a long way back. It's a battle now up at the top. You need to prevent this. The battle at the bottom is equally important, though. If Shine can overtake an Io and if NRGs holds on up here, that's it. Match done. Arctic Raptors move on into the top 16. Marius, does he have the speed? Can he pressure NRGs into this mistake?
So far, has not really been in the game. This map has been bringing up the rear pretty much every time, unless somebody has made a mistake. But this time could actually challenge for some points here, or at the very least make it a draw. It's right behind NRGs. It's coming down to the identity now. NRGs so far has not really made a mistake here and keeps well ahead. No mistakes whatsoever. Marius is able to bring home maybe a stalemate if an Io can finish that one off. It's only by 3.5 tenths, but it does make it a draw and it gives Germinations one more chance.
They're 4 points away from winning the map, though, which is tough. They need an ace in this round, and then they need to win another round as well. It's a lot. It's tough for Germinations, but given this was not their pick, they've done a very good job. They lost their pick in map 2 very, very handily indeed. They are now looking to make this one competitive. Arctic Raptors, on the other hand, they just want to close this one out. They're out to an early lead.
Io with good speed through the grass section does catch him back up to the leaders, but so far Arctic Raptors still managing to stay ahead throughout the early parts of the map. Gives them a really good advantage as they head towards the identity. Marius already dropping 1.5 seconds behind is not going to give him a good time coming up towards the end. It's the same story we've seen so many times, and if they cannot get an ace here, it's pretty much all over. And Io narrowly misses blocking out, but I think this round is already just about over unless something wild happens.
Unless something a little bit crazy happens.
That
was not it. An Io crashing was not the crazy event that I was looking for. Well, Arctic Raptors will jump across that line. They will take an ace and they will move into the round of 16. A clean win, 3-0 over the Germinations. That's honestly, I think, a bit of a statement match, you know, to win that cleanly over two such experienced players. Arctic Raptors are here to play this weekend.
Yeah. That does gain them also one World Tour point moving forward in the Trackmania World Tour, and also, well, obviously, only one more will get them 2 points, and they will get qualification to the Promotion and Relegation Tournament later on against the bottom two Challenger League teams.
Yep, and we are going to very rapidly jump over to another match. We are going to jump over to a match between Evo Pink and Loading Black. One of, I believe, the 40 or 50 Evo teams entered in the competition in World Tour across the way. Loading, of course, a French organization. Seeing how this one goes, I now have the game. I'm going to jump us back in game, Twiggy, where we join in the middle of map 3.
Yes, sir. And now, oh man, again, it's another close. It's another close. I think this is just going to be the story from here on out. We're getting map 5s. Well,
Yeah.
we didn't get a map 5 last time, but we're like at the very least, we're getting close games every single time.
I mean, hey, fingers crossed. It's a lot of fun right now. And this is looking like one of those matches where each team just kind of trades back and forth their maps, handshakes all the way into a match 5, and from there does just look to close this one out.
Yeah, starting with freestyle, and this one, we saw a lot of mistakes in our round of 128 here at the identity. Not quite people able to keep a gear up this one, but I don't think we're going to be seeing so many of those mistakes. It's all going to be down to the speed you exit it with.
It is going to come down to that. Evo Pink will win on freestyle. Their second map pick goes in their favor. We move to Loading Black's next map pick, see what map 4 is, and then I think from there, I could go for a random map. I could see what we get for map 5.
I could. You know what? I've still got some left in the tank. We could go for it. Yeah, definitely. Got some appetite for a random map, and it's probably. We know which map it's gonna be gyroscope. It's gonna be gyroscope.
This is, I believe, the first time that we're seeing Flip of Faith tonight.
It is. I said I was really looking forward to Flip of Faith because I think there's so many different kind of ways you can go for those two flips. I think there is the safe way. You can go really high, get a high arc and lose a lot of time, or you can go really risky, risk bonking and losing like 10 seconds, but also you're staying ahead. And as we move into the round of 32, it's going to be really, really, really important that you get a really nice line on those.
Well, indeed. Up onto that quarter pipe, and, well, there's a lot of flipping to be done on this one. And that first jump, clean for everyone. I believe everyone did make it through. Yes, they did. But there was a little bit of a shake-up of the order through that barrel roll, and it is now going to be Loading Black in the driver's seat for this first round.
7 Hollow. Coming up in first, it's a large gap between all of these players so far, and I think that is in part due to the identity just being a massive separator. I don't think there is, an easy way to get through that one without losing time. Like, a margin of maybe a couple degrees is going to lose you a couple tenths on these jumps. But everybody is making it. Oh! I shouldn't have said anything.
Should not have said a word.
I was going to say, at least everybody is making it, but you can see the gaps it's creating.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was Deska needing to risk a little bit to try and get back into it, and coming very, very close to the perfect jump here on Flip of Faith, but didn't quite make it, and as a result, dropped down. Loading Black taken ace in the first round on map 4.
We'll see how Evo Pink can reply to that one. They do have a map in hand, so a little bit of a cushion. No matter what happens this map, they're not going out of the series completely. First Flip of Faith. Seems like everybody makes it, but
Nice.
A lot of slowdowns.
Yeah, a few slowdowns, and Vinch now fighting from the back. Player for Loading looking at the cars in front of him and saying, hey, yeah, still plenty of time on this map, right? You just do want to keep your nose clean. Just do want to make sure you get to try those Flips of Faith with the best kind of timing as possible, because it is a lot of the time going to result in a crash. It is going to be a reset for some of these players. We'll see if Deska can make it through this time. Vinch is gaining even just on straight track, and there was a crash out in front from Stuffed, who is now a long way down. If Vinch gets this cleanly, he won't. A respawn. Deska and Hollow both cleanly through. Both will finish. Vinch now is behind Stuffed, and Vinch will finish in 4th place. A tie here in round 2.
I realized that I was reacting to Hollow's jump when you were reacting to a not great jump, and I went, what a jump.
No. Just a little toxic.
Probably, yeah.
Just a little toxic.
No, I didn't mean that. Hollow had a really, really clean jump. That's all I was looking at.
Sure. Yeah, no, I definitely believe you.
No,
Don't
I'm not
worry
being
about
toxic. I'm not, no. Oh, no, Hollow. Oh, yeah, really nice turn, Hollow. There you go. There you go.
Was intentionally toxic.
That was, there you go.
That
So
makes
there's
that
the
makes it okay.
difference.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely. That's what it sounds like when you're trying to hurt feelings. And, well, Evo Pink's chances of winning the round were definitely hurt by Hollow touching a wall near the start there. But again, a big crash on one of these identities loses whole seconds. It is not a case of a few tenths. It is a big deal to crash out on this identity. And especially in the back half, on this second large jump that is coming up. We'll see if it does happen for either of the players from Loading Black as well.
So far, Evo Pink doing well on this round. They do need to make up a couple points here after Loading Black got an ace. There's a lot of points to make up. You only gain 1 if you do manage to win a round without getting that top 2. Pretty safe. Oh my... Oh. Every time I say something, I mean, it was a safe jump, but it flips over and that loses you a lot of time. It is an ace for Evo Pink to even things out.
Evo Pink, they could still just win this match on their opponent's map in map 4. It'd be unusual. It's not something we really have seen a lot of tonight. We, again, see a lot more map 5 than we do seeing a blue team winning on map 4. But they could do it. It'd be fun.
They could. It is mathematically possible that they could do it. First jump as per usual. Oh yeah, so do I. It's great. I got an A. Would you believe?
Wow.
Maths QCSE. Yeah.
Would you believe sarcastic? It?
No.
It was me saying wow sounded sarcastic, and it was.
I see.
It was meant to be a little bit hurtful, but maybe not as hurtful as it came out ultimately. So I'm just going to go back to casting the round instead and try not to hurt any more feelings. Where Hollow is in a duel for first with Deska. And they're fighting to the end. And will anyone die on this jump? The answer right now looks like no. Vinch is so quick, though. It's a hard recovery to get around. He will not overtake Deska on the line. And so it is a 1-3 for the team of Loading Black. They will take a 1-point advantage in the map.
I think this one's going to come down to the wire. I can't lie to you.
I hope so.
Thanks. But again, it is really just coming down to how cleanly you do land those identity jumps. They're killer.
Yeah.
Not even if you don't make them. It is just if you take a higher line. First off, we saw you have more of a chance of spinning out at the end. Oh, a touch from what was that? Hollow, but he stays ahead of Stuffed.
Yeah, no, Vinch, I believe, was also just caught a back wheel there. And this time around, Vinch's stumble will be punished. Will now drop down into 4th place. Is still in front of Stuffed, in fact, who with an early mistake dropped very, very far away from the field. Vinch with a 3rd touch in this round. And is still behind Stuffed this time around. Okay, fair enough. That happens. And we'll see if Deska can hold on in 1st place here. Looking for Evo Pink to tie us back up one more time. Hollow is quick, though. And Stuffed is behind both of them. Let's see who does make the landing here. Deska is so close. It's a drag race to the line. And 17 hundredths separates them. 17,000, I should say, separates the players. As we get a draw, Loading Black remain 1 point ahead.
Oh, man. It's okay. Well, Loading Black now can finish this one out with an ace, although it's looking like now Hollow. Oh, sorry, Deska isn't really taking any prisoners towards the end of the map. It is going to be Hollow, I think, to try and get that one done because his last jump is very clean. Usually, Vinch. Vinch.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, dear.
He's.
Well, I don't think we're going to be seeing an ace from
in
Loading
the
Black.
wall, and as a result, in the mud on this round as well. And the ace becomes a little bit more unlikely, at least for the side of Loading Black. We could still see an ace on the side of Evo Pink. That would move them all the way up to 9 points and feeling comfortable. I think either way, barring any catastrophes at this final identity jump, we should be seeing a match point where either team can win, a round where either team could close out the match. Let's see how things go into this jump. It's high, it's maybe low. It wasn't high enough. Stuffed has crashed out. Deska crosses the line in 1st place. Stuffed is still a long way in front of Vinch. Will now make it across the line. Vinch, I don't think is even going to make it to the line in time. No, is not going to.
Not
which means 2 points for Evo Pink, 1 point for Loading Black. And a tie at 8 and 8. Anyone can win here. A round win for either team wins the match for them. And for Evo Pink, wins the entire round, moves them into the round of 16.
Yeah, because a round win gains you 2. It does not just gain you 1 over your opponent. They get 1 as well. So you will go up to 10. I turned into the royalty for a second there. That's great. Love that. You will go up to 10 points.
Yeah, you will. And we'll see if they will go up to 10 points right here, right now. If they can get it done, or if we'll get a tie. Because that seems, I'll be honest, more likely given how our evening has been going so far here, Twiggy, on the official broadcast, as we managed to catch an awful lot of those. Right now, Stuffed is separating the two drivers in front, and Deska has fallen a little bit behind. That's speed from Vinch, who moves into second place, overtaking Stuffed, who's fallen a little bit away from the two drivers in front. But he is still in striking range. It'll come down to the identity. Everyone is making it except Stuffed, but Hollow and Vinch will make it. They'll find the ace, and they will bring us to map 5.
Wow. I mean, you got Stuffed. You need to get your jumps up. You need to get those legs. You know, calf workouts generally help a lot with jumping.
Quads,
quads. Well, quads as well.
Yeah,
but your calf is where the power comes from.
Really?
I'm a volleyball player. Right? I'm used to jumping.
There you go. I genuinely would have thought quads were more important than calves for getting a bit of height.
Quad flies do help a lot with, but that's more the like inside of the quads more than the like. Squats aren't going to help you much with jumping.
You'll have to demonstrate next time we cut back to the caster screen. Either way,
that's not happening.
I figured maybe it wasn't. Do you know what though? I'm proud of us. So far, we have, Twiggy, gotten through 2 maps here after joining this match, and neither of us has made a K-pop reference yet with the fact that these teams are called Blackpink.
Oh my god! they're the wrong way around. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's amazing. Yeah. They're hitting us with the do for sure.
We're also back on gyroscope again. It continues as we'll load back into it. The random map, it always makes it. It always manages to show up. And here on this first round, it's looking a little bit better for Loading Black as they are in 1-2. But gyroscope, it's the identity. The identities are all difficult. Gyroscopes is no exception, and there's a slide out there. Loading Black, where Stuffed was challenging, are no longer being challenged. They just need to get it cleanly through the ice.
Fortunately, Deska has also made a mistake here, leaves Hollow with a good lead over last place. Here's the wicked. Oh, that's not wicked, Vinch. That's not wicked. Stuffed takes first place and could force a tie in the first round.
Sure. That seems reasonable to me. A tie in the first round. And we're just going to get 11 or 12 more of these in a row until finally a team decides to win. That's how this match is going to play out.
Oh boy. Here we go. We're going another 10 rounds. That's you know what? I have made my bed. This is oh no. Hello. At least get to the identity before you bonk. Please.
They're fine. They're all totally fine.
I love gyroscope. It's great.
It's provides some great drama, you know? It's a lot of fun.
I mean, to be fair, there has been a lot of drama. Oh, hello.
He's crashed again. It wasn't on camera here for the broadcast, but he's dropped a little bit further behind. Deska is going to hold on. There's a lot of pressure now on Vinch to try and overtake, to try and get this first place, bring us to another draw. Vinch is holding on to that lead at the moment. Deska is low through the jump though, and he'll have inside line compared to Vinch. He has a little bit more speed. It comes down to the last turn. Stuffed goes for the full 360. Vinch whips around that corner, and in doing so takes the first place and gives us another draw, because why not?
Yeah. Vinch actually went a little too wide at the end there, did bonk. I thought Deska was going to catch up. That was incredibly close. But guys, only 8 more draws to go until we're at overtime. Only 8 more.
Just seems too likely. Let's jump on board with Hollow and see if he makes a mistake early on, if he drops back to 4th place again. Because, unfortunately, has been the case a little bit too often in the first 2 rounds there. But this time around, he gets a clean entry into the bobsleigh and will manage to guide the car through that one. Great job, Hollow. As Stuffed is the player instead to fall a little bit further down. But he's still within touching distance.
Felt a little bit condescending.
No.
I'm not going to lie to you.
No.
Well done, Hollow. You turned the car. Well done. These players are better than I will ever be.
Significantly better than I will ever be.
Here we are going, you did it. You turned the car. Well done. Well done. Oh, no.
Okay, well, it was Vinch. It wasn't Hollow, but it is a player in red dropping all the way back, and Hollow has less speed than Stuffed. Stuffed's going to snipe at the line. He will not. But it was close. 20 thousandths of a second separating them. A round win for Evo Pink.
Oh man, well, our team finally gets 1 point ahead. It's going to be Loading Black to win by 1 point next round, and then it's great. We're here.
Yeah, just accelerating us slightly quicker to those overtimes, you know? I mean, like, if one team gets 2 points and one gets 1 point, and then we reverse that, still tied, still okay. Nobody panic. We can get back to a tie. It just means we get to the overtime where it's much more memey, a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Well, so far, clean from Evo Pink to start things off. They're looking to put the game to bed pretty quickly. Finch keeping up with them. Hollow just another 10th behind his teammate. It's important now. Everybody makes no mistakes here on the ice. We see a lot of these. Nobody sliding out so far. All good.
Yeah, Vinch getting very, very close to the inside there. I thought he was about to grind his wheels on that inside border, but he knew his line and he took it. Has still fallen behind the other two, and we come into an identity with Hollow getting an overtake on two Stuffs, and it comes down now to this identity one more time. Hollow, one of the players going for that 360, and this time around it does let Stuffs make the overtake happen. That is as clear an example as you can get, Twiggy, as to why turning the car sideways is quicker than going for the full 360.
Yeah, although Desk has a really nice setup for the end there. He doesn't do a 360, he doesn't turn to the left, he turns to the right until to give his car more time to turn all the way around. He must have a timing kind of thing in his head. I don't know what it is, but it's very consistent.
It is definitely consistent, and, you know, consistency can win you rounds. It has not been winning rounds right now, though, for Loading Black, and they have looked okay in the last few rounds. They do find themselves trading by 4 points. They need to get a couple of round wins. Vinch touches a wall, and so it's Hollow who's on the chase instead. Deska and Stuffs, there they are, off in the distance. They are holding hands towards the back half of this map. They are holding hands towards the round of 16. All they need to do is keep this clean until the end.
Just the last identity remaining. They're so clean through there. Hollow and Vinch not even close. Whole seconds behind. They get good setups. It's all over. Both of them cross the line. It's an ace for Evo Pink, and it's over before Loading Black even have a time to reply.
And a well played match overall by Evo Pink. I think I have to say deserved, given how close they made it on their opponent's pick. In map 4, they made it very, very difficult for Loading Black to compete. And they nearly won it right there. So to take it onto map 5, to take it onto Gyroscope, to draw the first 2 rounds and then never look back. Congratulations to Evo Pink. They do move into a round of 16. And hey, I think at this point, everyone is starting to look very good doing so.
Just a little bit. Everybody is starting to. I mean, look, Evo Pink. Yeah, there was some mistakes on the last map that we saw, but this was very clean from them. So I think at this point, as we move forward, round of 16 next, we're going to be seeing a lot more. Just, you know, it's going to be exits of corners that is going to make up the differences between these two, the teams that we see coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. With that, we are going to throw to a quick break, and then we are going to be back with you for the round of 16, our final round of the day. I am looking forward to it. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. We will see you back here for that shortly. Welcome back one more time for what could be the final time to the Trackmania World Tour EU Regional Day 1, where I'm actually just going to jump us straight across over into game because that is a pick and ban that has already started. We are watching this match that is going to be between Mint and Nidhogg Esport.
Yeah, this one should be really interesting. Now we're into the final round of the first regional. I mean, look, we already saw the quality increase last map as teams are just not making as many mistakes, if any, at all. Look, I'm surprised we're not getting more bans to kind of counter Mika here. The Ice King is in this lobby.
Yeah, exactly. It is worth pointing out that the Ice King is here. Mika is playing on that red team, and yeah, I mean, they just instant locked Gyroscope as soon as it was left open, and that makes a lot of sense to me. It is the map with an ice identity. Of course, Mika is going to pick it. It was parkour banned away instead by the blue team, and it is worth saying as well, Mika is a very good ice player. Mika is just a very good player as well.
Yeah, I mean, we say the Ice King, we mean just King.
Yeah. He's just good at Trackmania. Who knew? It turns out we will get the random map of Flip of Faith. We will be seeing Gyroscope as our second map as well, and we're going to kick things off with Aero Pipes. It's going to be a fun match here, and there's a lot on the line. I mean, obviously, qualification for day 2. Very important. Getting into the top 8, that's how you get yourself into day 2. But also, 1 point guaranteed going to both of these teams for the Trackmania World Tour circuit. 2 points guaranteed if you make it into the top 8. And we're starting to get to the point as well where we're in the top 8. We're starting to look at teams that are challenging for that kind of promotion relegation TMCL tournament, looking to be teams that could promote themselves up next season.
Yeah, immediately you gain entry to the promotion relegation tournament, where you're going to be playing against not only players from other regionals, you're going to be playing up against the 2 lowest rated teams from the Challenger League for an opportunity to steal their spot in the next season of the Challenger League.
Nice. Would be nice to keep on moving up in the world. And I mean, the problem is the TMCL players will be trying to stop you in that tournament, and turns out they're also pretty good at Trackmania.
But they're the worst of the 8, obviously.
That's true, and yet doesn't necessarily mean all that much. Mint playing in the blue, Nidhogg Esport playing in the red, Tricky and Razzie up against Mika and Mimo Jr. Going to be a very good match. They all are. It's bangers from here on out all weekend long. It doesn't slow down, and it starts right here, right now on Aero Pipes.
Oh, well. I mean, Aero Pipes, we've seen it at the end of every series so far. We haven't seen it to start off a series. It's just so chaotic. So chaotic.
Yeah. And that it's the identity has been claiming lives all day long, as many of them have. But Aero Pipes in particular, I think we've seen a higher density of mistakes in earlier rounds than on any other map.
I mean, it's so much more precise than any other identity on any map. Like, yes, you can make mistakes on other identities. This one, though, is... I mean, more likely you're making a mistake than not. There are so many ways to get a slowdown. There's so many ways to catch the edge of a border. That
was incredible timing, Twiggy. I genuinely so impressed by you saying so many ways to catch the edge of a border and Mimo Jr. just finding one on the ice turn.
What can I say? What can I say? I am... Yeah, exactly. There's a reason I was brought here today.
Yeah, it was to watch Mimo Jr. crash into road borders.
Isn't that why everyone is here today?
Well, some of us, for sure. Anyway, we're seeing a bit of hand-holding behavior go on up front at the moment. Tricky and Razzie both very, very close to each other. And if they can make it through this identity, then they will have secured themselves an ace on their first map pick. But will they make it through this identity? So far, clean. They're looking good. They're making it look easy. They'll cruise to an ace. Behind them, Mika's going real wicked with it. And we'll slide across the line. Mimo Jr., we'll see if he's as wicked. I mean, hardly going to be as wicked as that finish was.
Oh, wait, maybe.
It is almost identical. It is not as wicked, though. Not as wicked, it has to be said. But what's pretty wicked for Mint?
I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. Mika gets an 8 for that one.
Okay.
The bar is higher.
I think I think that's generous.
You think an 8 is generous for what Mika did?
Yeah.
You think there could be... How much
I think like
more room
7.
for improvement?
He only bounced off, like, the ground.
Yeah, but he did, like, 5 360s on his head before he got to the finish. I feel like
True. All right. True.
There's only so many ways physics can operate here.
That's what you think. Anyway, ominous statements about that aside, about the workings of physics, both in-game and the real world. Nobody worry about it. We'll keep this round going. Once again, hand-holding behavior up front. Mint are out to a lead. They are still close together, but Tricky has a bit of a slowdown, and Mika will stay inside that wall. Will not crash out. Will move into second place. Tricky trying to catch back up. Again, we'll come to the identity. Again, Mint looking much more practiced as we approach it.
Razzie almost unattainable in terms of distance from Mika, Tricky, and Mimo right up to the end here, but it's all going to come down to these pipe jumps. Razzie is clean on the first one. Mika follows it up clean as well. Everybody is getting through it just fine. Mika slows down a bit, but manages to stay ahead of Tricky towards the end. Mint do manage to get the victory, but it's only by 1 point. Thank you to Mika's cleanness through the end there.
I mean, an absolute classic scoreline, right? That 5-1, ace the first round, win 1-3 the second round. It keeps happening. And it is still, as we said, every time it's happened before, a massive advantage for the team that does pull it off. You feel so much more comfortable. You are so much closer to the rest of the map. You are so much closer to getting a win from there. And Mint, I mean, I think they're feeling comfortable on their pick. Maybe no surprise, now that we're in the round of 16, the players are looking very practiced on the maps they're choosing.
Yeah, everything is... I mean, it all comes down to the thing with pipes is that you never know what's going to happen, even if you aim at the exact right spot and you do all this. I don't care if the game's deterministic. Anything can happen when you touch a pipe. That's the problem here. Everybody, like, I was going to say, the rest of the map for everybody is pretty simple, but Mimo has now twice crashed at the start of the map, so, hey.
Yeah, but other than that, it is...
Other than that.
More straightforward than trying to get a precision landing onto a pipe. And that's what these players are about to do. Twice more we go into it, as Razzie is leading from Mika, from Tricky, looking for an overtake to happen in the aero pipe section. Mika a bit far to the right.
Mika.
He was very far to the right, as it turns out. It'll be another ace, as Tricky... It'll be another ace as Razzie and Tricky get across the line. Mimo Jr. nearly managed to snipe that one away, but couldn't ultimately end. And Mika cruises home to a 4th place finish after coming in second for so much of it. Took a few attempts to get through aero pipes.
Yeah, well, oh man, it could still, you know, like the thing is, I feel like it's all come down to mistakes so far, these differences in points. I think it's kind of unlucky that Nidhogg have missed out on so many opportunities to deny an ace from Mint so far. We will see if that continues, but so far, both of those aces have not been due to them being miles ahead by the time they get to the identity. It's just been slightly cleaner for Mint so far.
Yeah, well practiced on the identity. And I keep saying it because it keeps being true in every single round. Mint are just looking that much cleaner, looking like they're comfortable on these pipes. And right now they have another 1-2 again, but it is closer. This time around, no early mistake from Mimo Jr. He is within touching distance of the back of their cars, but Mint are very much more within that touching distance as Mimo Jr. will pull away from Mika after the former found a wall.
Looks like might be lining up for another ace. Again, victory lap just to finish this one off. Mimo just trying to keep up at this point. Has a little more speed coming into the end, but it's really not going to matter unless he can connect these jumps and somebody makes a mistake in front of him. Nobody making a mistake for Mint. Oh, apart from that one, can he get ahead of him in time? It's from Mimo Jr. Oh, but it's not enough.
Yeah, the most entertaining and least impactful snipes of the evening have been on aero pipes. It started with Jerry, and then... it happens again for Mimo Jr. And again, doesn't matter. The match is over anyway. The round is gone. We'll move on to map 2. And we'll see who does better here. We're on to Gyroscope. This was the pick for the team in red. Nidhogg, this is where they wanted to go. And again, Mika is here. It's maybe no surprise that the Ice Identity is the one selected.
Yeah. I mean, look, I would say everybody is equal in skill at this point. Surely there's no way. But Mika always brings out something insane on ice. I don't know, like he has like a buff, you know, like it's a D&D character. He's just put all his like you know, all of the extra points that he's gained. He's had a really good start. You know, he's rolled 20s on his.
I hope he crashes out of this first ice bobsleigh now. It'd be so funny. It would be so funny. We're on board with Mika. Let's see if it happens. I mean, surely not, right? Like, no, I mean, okay, he just overtakes half the field. He's gaining. Yeah, no, that tracks. That makes more sense.
That makes absolute sense to me. More speed out of there than anybody else, but fortunately, Tricky ahead enough going into it that doesn't really matter. But here we go. Mika. Oh, man. It's just such a clean line. It's just such a clean line. He takes first place with no problems whatsoever. Tricky now behind by 1/10. And Mimo actually catching him right up. So it is just going to come down to the last turn here. And I feel like Mika is going to have it down pat.
Yeah, Mika will be cruising towards the finish here. Will Mimo Jr. be able to keep up? All four of these players taking their scrape. Mimo Jr. so close. Doesn't quite manage to make the snipe happen. He was nearly a little bit more inside. Nearly caught Tricky. But it's 2 points to 1, and Mint will manage to claw 1 point back for themselves. That's a big deal.
That's a massive deal. Look, I get the idea of defensive bans in terms of ones we're not very good at, but maybe against somebody as, I wouldn't say specialized, because obviously Mika is amazing at everything. He's up at that level that it doesn't really matter if you have a specialization. But against Mika, it might be a good idea to do an attacking ban and try and take maps away that might just be a free win for a team. Although, that's not free for Mika with a bonk.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is the entire map isn't ice, and on road, Mika found a wall, and he crashed into it, not very much, but enough to slow down and to be behind.
There's a way.
Where there's a wall, there's a Mika, is I think what's happened on this round. Mimo Jr. is trying to break up this 1-2. It might be an ace for Mint, and that is not the way we expected this map to go. Razzie and Tricky are cleanly through that. Mimo Jr. with a touch. Mint, ace, Nidhogg in round 2 of Gyroscope.
I love cursing players. It's amazing. Unlucky, Mika. You have been the object of our conversation for the last 5 minutes, and that does mean that you are unlucky.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a little bit unlucky there. It was very, very close. It was the lightest of touches. It was enough to cost the round. But with that said, Tricky and Razzie still drove incredibly cleanly. They still found the ace, shutting Mimo Jr. out of the top 2 as well. Mika through the ice bobsleigh will take another lead. This round, cleaner through the start. Everyone neck and neck. Everyone still in with a chance.
Razzie right on his tail, as well as Mimo right behind them. It's a big packing of these players together. All of them getting a good lane so far on the ice. It doesn't look like Mika has had an advantage on this one. Razzie keeping up with him neck and neck at this point. It's all going to be down to that exit. Razzie gets a slightly worse exit. Mika stays ahead by just a 10th, just a hair's breadth now. It's all going to come down to the last turn. Everybody right behind each other. Mimo has a little bonk, and it does mean that Mika is going to have to win this one out to get the draw. Oh, hello.
The draw. Yeah,
the draw.
Sure.
In the end,
the draw.
Okay, hey,
it was
going to happen all along.
It was closer than it looked like it was going to be. Razzie running into some issues on that last turn, only finishing 3/10 ahead of Mimo Jr. But finish ahead of Mimo Jr. he did. Will move to 5 and 3. Mint holding the advantage still on Nidhogg's map pick.
Yep. Well, it seems like now it is all just going to come down to, I don't know, even that ice turn. Everybody stayed very, very well ahead. Very close to each other. Mimo falls behind just a little bit to start off with. A little bit slower out of the bobsleigh, but apart from that, all tight so far.
All very, very tight indeed. Is there an advantage to be gained by Mika on this when he starts? Much higher up, and, well, that's a big advantage as Tricky goes sliding out. Gear issue, and sends himself off the map as Razzie is sitting in second place. Mimo Jr. better exit this time around than he had on the last round, looking to try and overtake Razzie. An ace back the other way would be big for Nidhogg, but Razzie is holding strong towards the identity. He's holding that second place. It's slightly slower than Mimo's inside, and it's a slide out for Razzie. And 2 slide outs means a first and a second for Nidhogg.
Oh, man. It's all coming down now to just tiny little errors. Razzie slightly goes too far to the right at the end. Tricky slightly doesn't get a gear, goes over the edge of the first ice patch. Does mean that with the better consistency, Nidhogg take the lead now.
Mika with another wall touch. Not great, not ideal. Will has been gaining consistently.
Better consistency.
I mean, look, it's bobsleigh then, and he just kind of catches back up a little bit off that gap. It's not the whole gap, though, as he is still a couple of tenths behind. It's a good exit off the jump as well, but the gap still exists. Mimo Jr. trying to catch up with Tricky and Razzie. Mika gets close to that wall, and once again enters into this bobsleigh a little bit higher than some of the others. He just has more grip. It's unfair as he overtakes Tricky. will
My
take
card doesn't do that.
He's just straight back into it. He must be playing on the old ice physics. It's the only explanation. It's just faster for him. And now we come down to this finish. Will there be a snipe to be had? There's a slide out. Nemo's gone. And Tricky and Razzie hold on. A first and a second place. The aces for Mint.
Man, it is coming down now to Mika wallbanging. He needs to stop wallbanging here. Mint are on the brink of taking this map. Now all they need to do is win the round 1-3. And that will be it. It's just small consistency errors to start off the map. I mean, we always say it comes down to the identity, but it really hasn't been so far.
I can't believe that Razzie and Tricky managed to snipe on the last corner to secure an ace to put themselves in a position where they could take this map away from Nidhogg. This is it. This is the important round. They need to shut Nidhogg out, but it's easier said than done as Mika is up near the front, heading into this kind of this drain, this spiral down goes Mika. Razzie's quick as well, and Tricky exit with a lot more speed. He comes out fast. Nemo Jr. sitting behind the rest of the pack. Who wins in the identity this time?
Oh my god, it's neck and neck between Mika and Tricky all towards the end. Mika has a little less speed, but out goes Tricky, slides off to the right, and it is going to gift Mika, although slightly bumping the edge of the checkpoint at the end there, the win there. And Nidhogg just about come out ahead. It's going to be a tie if they win the next one, so it's all down to the wire now.
Sure. Why not? Why not have this be how it goes? You do need to get ahead of your opponents. If Nidhogg get a 1-3 on this one, if Mint drop down, we'll be on 11 points. We'll be into overtime. Is that where we're going? I kind of hope so, yeah.
I mean, Mimo falls back to 4th place, which significantly decreases your chances of getting a round win. And if they don't get a round win here, Mint do take away the victory. So it is, oh my,
Mimo?
Insanely important. Mimo, hello?
He's fine. He survived the turn. It's connection issues rather than game issues. And he will be A-okay as Mika is in first place. Mimo needs to overtake one of these players. If Mika takes first, that's tough. We need to see a slide out from Tricky. Razzie is slow, but he's not slow enough. Everyone makes it around the corner safely in the end. And with a draw, Mint move to 10 points. And with 10 points, Mint move on to map 3 with 2 map wins to their name.
That's heartbreaking. But in the end, it can't just come down. The onus can't land on Mimo there because Mika was the one kind of making mistakes towards the start of the map there. I feel like if he'd have just got in the rhythm a little quicker, it would have been better for the team. Mint do take away that map, and now that one's out of the way. It's so sad when it's just by a matter of 1 or 2 points, and then suddenly you have to. It's like a set in traditional sports. It's like you just have to reset now.
Yep, you gotta reset. Mental needs to be strong. You need to win on your opponent's map. You need to win on your own second map, and then you need to take it all the way to the random map and win that one too. It's a bit of a mountain in front of Nidhogg Esports right now. It's going to be very, 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 very difficult for them to win from this point as well. I think we definitely could have added a few more, but I did want to focus back on the round at some point.
Of course. Well, Mika has already had a little bonk, but so does Razzie. And that was a head-on collision. He's going to go straight back down. Several seconds lost there. Mimo now out in front. Will make that tricky. But it is going to be a stalemate if they keep this one up. Mimo or Mika has to get out ahead, but we are yet to get to the identity, so it's so important that they stay together now.
Would be big for Nidhogg. They need to win. This is Mint's pick. And starting it off with a round win would be nice. Tricky, though, is quick through the first mountain. Mimo Jr. regains the lead. Tricky back in front again. One more hill. Mika's crashed out. Mimo Jr. will sneak across the line in front of Tricky as Mika is gone. Mika will make the finish. Mika might not make the finish is now an issue. As he is fragile. He is crashed. It'll still be a draw, though. It's still a draw. We're fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Not the round win that Nidhogg would have wanted. And again, I think would have been a really, really important round win for them. Would have given them a much, much better chance. As it is, a draw just doesn't feel that great when Mint were still in the driver's seat after Razzie had such a big crash. That's not a feel-good draw for Nidhogg.
Nope. I mean, nothing but round wins are going to feel even remotely decent now for Nidhogg. They need to get this one back, and it's not their map pick. So, I mean, the odds are not in their favor. It feels terrible to have lost out on your map pick, and now you're having to drive out your minds to keep up with a team that picked this one. And, I mean, so far it's not going too well. Mika sailing over one of the identities that they need to keep up here, and Razzie and Tricky seem to just have more speed before they get into this.
Yeah, and you're going to see it right again. The red team pushing now as they go through this identity. Will they be able to make it through? They will make it cleanly through, but look at how much cleaner Mint was. Razzie made that interesting at the line.
Yeah, a little bit, but, you know, whether by an inch or a mile, they cross the finish line. That's all good.
This is true. It is by a mile in terms of the gap in points right now. That puts them 3 points up over their opponents, and I struggle to see Nidhogg finding an ace on this map then.
Yeah, going to be really difficult at this point. They do need to push it. Mika, although I feel like is probably discouraged from pushing a lot harder because has been wall hitting quite often in this series, needs to shake those fears, I think, and just push for a win. And right now it does seem like Mika is driving a little more recklessly, but a little more quickly, and that's exactly what he needs. But Mimo is now right at the back, and that is not helping the cause for the team.
Definitely not helping the cause all that much. We'll head towards the identity one more time. And honestly, Mika's in front. I don't feel like that's a safe lead right now for the team in red. Because you can see it. Tricky already gaining back on Mika. Already is overtaking him. And as we head towards the last hill of the map, Mika has been overtaken by both players from Mint to secure another ace. And that is just identity diff.
Mint have really... well, I wouldn't say studied, but they've just got that line down on the identity. You could see Mika took a little bit too much penalty grass on the second hill, and then went way too wide on the last hill, lost a lot of time on that one, like almost a full second through just one bump of the identity. I mean, no matter how far ahead you are before you get into it, if you don't know the identity as well as the other team, you're just going to fall behind.
Yeah, or you just need to open up, you know, a half-second gap.
Yeah,
if you're dropping behind by, like, you know, 3/10 in the identity every time. There's a bit of
bobsleigh. You can do it, Mika. I know you can. Just turn on the, you know, just turn on the grip.
Turn on the grip, Mika. Just get through that bobsleigh quicker. Look, he kind of has, right? He's got a lead again. This time around, Mimo Jr. is there in support. But Razzie and Tricky are still so close. And so it'll happen again. Here we go into the slowdown identity. On the first hill, Tricky is through. On the second hill, Razzie is past one. By the third hill, they're both nearly through. No, Razzie slows down slightly, and Mimo will hold on to take a second place. They will split them, but at 9-2, you have to feel it is inevitable for Mint at this point.
No, this is the part where you get a little flashback in the anime, and it's just like, you know, it's like their childhood and the times they've lost, and now they'll come back into this one. Now, hold on, hold. We've had a crash from Razzie. It's happening. It's happening.
Also Mimo a little bit, but not as bad. Okay, so he's still in front. That's fine. With that said, they do need to ace. So even the slightest crash for either of the players in red right now is an issue. It is a little bit of an issue. But up at the front, let's keep an eye on how this battle is going, because if Mika does not overtake Tricky, it does not matter. Mika does overtake Tricky, it might matter. We'll see how this goes now as Tricky is holding on. Tricky has been by far the best player in this identity in the match, has been the quickest through it, and he's right on top of Mika as we enter.
Yeah, and Mimo is so far behind now that, you know, they need an ace. Oh no, Mimo goes flying. I think it's all over already. Mika takes a wrong line once again. Tricky though, he flies up into the air. Mika and Mimo have a chance to catch up. They're gonna ace it. They have a chance. It's happening. Whoa. It's happening.
Hold on, everyone. It's not over yet.
Oh my
They've gotten away with it. I'm not quite sure how. I don't think they know how either, but somehow Nidhogg have another round to drive in this regional. They need another ace. It doesn't stop needing aces up until the end, but they still have a chance.
And immediately Mimo is taking the lead on this one. Mika right behind them. Maybe Mint have lost hope in this one. Maybe they're starting to fall behind now. Maybe they got a little bit complacent. Those were some not slow down-esque lines towards the end. And now Mimo and Mika, they have the lead to start off this round of the map.
Ricky and Razzie behind. Razzie is close behind, and we have seen how they can overtake in this identity. And if Razzie can overtake Mika, that is it. Both of the cars in red need to stay in front of Razzie. It's easier said than done. They do it in the first turn.
Lines.
They do it in the second. No! Razzie overtakes. He's racing towards the line. And Mika has crashed out behind as Razzie will secure a second place. Tricky will take third. And Mint will take the match.
It was a great effort. Honestly, I saw it happening. I think Mika, I don't know. He really, really was pushing it at the end there. It just wasn't. It wasn't enough. Or it's too much, actually.
Man, these matches, these
it doesn't end.
Players, it doesn't slow down. Do you know what? It genuinely doesn't end. I know this is the round of 16. Look, I know, Twiggy, that this is our last match of the day or whatever. But like, why don't we like just jump over to another of the matches in the round of 16? Why don't we keep it going a little bit? Why don't we give the people what they want? And what we're going to do is jump over to the match between Ascent and Shift. Loading into that one at the moment. As soon as we are, I'll load you into the game and we will figure out exactly what's going on. Here we are. We are on map 3, and would you know it, they're tied.
Of course they are. This is just how I'm gonna assume, you know, this is now Ascent's map pick. That would make sense.
That is correct.
That is correct. So here we are, and it looks like we're going the full distance here. Well, I mean, that means this might be the last game we watch today. We're not. Oh my. Hello.
Hello. Both players kind of tripping over the same ledge at the same time and preventing a position change. Scripted. You can't tell me otherwise. Oh, yeah. Arthur is holding on to the lead though. Imot will stay just behind. It's an ace, and as we join, Ascent will ace to close out their map pick, and we'll go to map 4. Shift will get a chance to take revenge on their map.
Well, I mean, I do wish we had more context to go for this one.
Nah, honestly, it's better without it.
Ascent 1, yeah, there we go. Woo, okay, cool.
Can't wait to load onto Gyroscope for map 4. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. No, Gyroscope's going to be map 5.
It's going to be map 5. It's always going to be map 5.
This is going to be... Oh, hold on. Hold? Where? Freestyle. Okay.
All right, sure.
Okay.
Freestyle, a bit of fun. Again, a map we haven't gotten to see all that much of today.
No, actually, it really isn't. We saw it once. I think it was the first map we watched, and then we didn't see it ever again. So yeah. Hey.
Nice to be back, you know? It feels good.
I love freestyle. Everyone forgets about freestyle in this one. I feel like it's the least...
It's...
like...
yeah.
It's not the least rememberable, but it's like, it's not... Nobody thinks of it.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Shift are hoping that Ascent have forgotten about freestyle, because this is their map pick. They need to win on map 4 to bring us to a map 5. And I think, look, with most of these matches, and I'll say it before, I'll say it again, with this format, with how everything goes, if you see map 4, you are more likely than not to see map 5. If the team in blue ever wins on map 4, that, I think, should be counted as an upset.
Oh, yes. Well, so far to start things off, it's very neck and neck. No team really does have the advantage. At the start of the map, it's going to come down to the identity as per usual. But flipping back and forth now between Ascent and Shift on these different jumps. But it is going to be this wall climb. I mean, we saw it at the start of the broadcast. We had teams not able to find the gear towards the end here. We're going to see if these guys can, because it is separated by 1/10 between everyone. They all do. Oh, no, they do not all make it.
Arthur will crash out, couldn't quite make the jump, goes for the 360 and will cross the line, but that was a great round anyway, Twiggy. What a way to start this one off. Shift will be happy to get away with a round win in the first one here, because it did not look guaranteed. Ascent made them work for it, and Ascent, I think, are here to challenge on map 4.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any of these players are having trouble with anything up until that last wall climb, so I mean, I think we're just going to be seeing a lot of... in the end, it's going to come down to the landings of that wall climb. It's not going to come down to... I don't think we're going to see many crashes. I think, obviously, we've already seen one. We'll probably see a couple more over the course of this. But I think it's mostly going to come down to the angle you leave it at.
Could well do. And these players, they are looking evenly matched throughout the rest of the map for sure. I mean, we've seen 2-person hand-holding, but what about 4-person hand-holding?
Ooh, that's
forbidden dark
spicy
technologies coming out here in the match, as it is going to be all 4 players
polyamory
still within 2/10. And you know what? At that word, one of them will leave the group, taking one for the team, and Zerar will drop down into 4th place by about a second. Let's see how this identity goes then. Arthur, first time of asking, this time around it looks much better.
Nice.
I will take a little bit of a clip, but it's still cleanly enough through to take a 3rd place, and Shift will again win around 1 and 3rd.
So far, tight margins, but Shift do seem to be a little more comfortable with the end there. New Prime and IMOT have neither of them made a mistake on that one. They both seem to be getting very good landings. They both seem to be fully comfortable with their map choice. Who would have guessed?
Shocking, honestly. I mean, look, we're joking, but also we did just see Nidhogg lose on Gyroscope after they picked it. So, like, I think with a little bit more distance from that match, it'd make more sense to joke about it. But, like, we did just see it.
It's a meme.
That's true. Gyroscope do be kind of memeing.
So far, Ascent do take the lead on this one, but again, it's all down to 800ths in the middle of this map here. There's really nothing to there's nothing to talk about except for Arthur flying into a checkpoint.
Yeah, he's a long way back from the field right now, and this will greatly hurt Ascent's chances of getting an ace this round. Arthur is a long way down in this one, and the ace would have gotten them a lead. They will not find it. Zerar is trying to hold on to 1st place, but it's going to be a 2nd place at this point at best, and it looks like he will hold on to that 2nd place. He made it interesting there, stayed within a 10th of IMOT, and Nupreme coming home a 2nd behind. Again, Shift, they'll be happy with this. Just keep racking up the 1sts and the 3rds, and now they are a full ace clear of their opponents as well. An ace would just tie Ascent back in this match. Yeah.
Still just staying 1 point ahead every round is absolutely perfect for Shift. At this point, it is basically like they have aced a round. They've already made their way ahead, and so far it just seems like they're not pushing the boat out. They're not going for insanely risky lines. They know, I think, that they've got a good enough route to start things off that it doesn't matter whether they go for a low wall ride at the end or whether they go all the way over. It seems like they have enough lead by the time they get there that it really doesn't matter what they do.
They've been feeling comfortable so far, and that wall ride, they've, as you said, not really been risking anything on it, just making sure they get enough height to make it across. This time around, Emot is a little bit further away from the front. Is maybe going to have to do a bit more work to get back into it, but that was clean, as they will make it all the way up. This is literally just changing at every single checkpoint. The entire scoreboard completely rearranges itself.
Yeah, well, it is once again all going to come down to this one. So far, Zerar has not made a mistake on this one, but he's been behind the other team all the way there. It's a really good landing. He's going to come first in this round. Oh, never mind. New Prime came first in this round.
New Prime comes first, and Zerar will get a better landing and overtake Emot. And it was, can't blame you, pure chaos at the end of that round. The end result is a draw, Twiggy, and a draw means the Shift move to match point. They move to end our day here, Twiggy. If they get an ace, we're done. That's it. Cut the tapes.
Cut the tapes. Perfect. But yeah, Shift so far doing really well to just stay ahead on this one. They haven't lost out on any rounds, and well, it's all going to come down to this. If they ace this one out, go to map 5, and it's probably going to be Gyroscope, and then, you know, that's great. We love more Gyroscope.
Fully on board to see it. That's true. I forgot. I somehow thought Shift winning would end this. You're right. That's absolutely just incorrect.
I didn't want to correct you because it would
you should have.
Like
you should have.
No,
just call me out for
mean.
it. No,
okay.
Yeah, and we've definitely got a reputation for being nice today. That's what's happening.
You fool.
All right. Okay.
You were blinded by your own ignorance. Shift. So far in the back line, however, Emot just about getting through. He'll come second. Oh. Well, they keep this one going. But again, it is going to be match point for Shift and not for Ascent.
Yeah, listen, brother. It's
I'm
on
really
site,
sorry about what I
right?
said.
I see you at LAN. It's on site.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, all right.
Wait, how tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm like just over 6 foot.
Shit. I mean, oops.
Okay, back into the rounds we go.
Anyway!
Shift are looking for a 1 1/3 to win this one out, to bring us to map 5, and I reckon they could do it here. Twiggy, what do you think? Do you think they can do it?
I think they can. I absolutely think that they can bring this one back. Shift just need to finish this one off, get to map 5, and it'll all be good here.
I think they're going to have to try for it. A draw is also on the cards, and ace for Ascent also in the cards. Arthur being overtaken. It's been so close the entire way through this entire map, and honestly, Ascent are doing work to keep it that way. Right now, coming into the identity one last time, Arthur is neck and neck, wheel to wheel with the car from Shift, and it is Arthur who is going to get a better landing. It's an ace for Ascent, and it's 9-8, and we'll stay here on Freestyle a little while longer.
Oh man, it's always, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. We'll stay here. This is great. I love Freestyle. Freestyle is the best map, obviously. Obviously, but now it just whoever wins. Well, Shift wins 1-3. Obviously, it goes to overtime once again. We haven't seen enough overtimes today. We
got spoiled at the start with some very good overtimes, and since then it's been a bit of a drought.
Yeah, honestly, we got like a triple overtime. We need to see at least 4 out of this game, I think. So Shift, get a 1-3. Let's get us to some overtimes. We can carry on, you know? I like Freestyle. We can stay here and not go to Gyroscope.
Which is 100% no doubt in our minds the 5th map, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll see if Shift can do it. Right now, Arthur is doing what he needs to, and so is Zerar to stay in front. And Ascent, they're going to try and win on map 4. I said I think it'd be a bit of an upset. Map 4 leads into map 5 more often than not. This time around, the journey will end here as it's IMOT crashing out. I don't think he can even make it. An ace for Ascent. They'll move to 12 points, and they will take down Shift on map 4.
Well, yeah. I mean, the comeback on that was absolutely insane. 2 aces to bring it back from Ascent. Shift just didn't quite have the consistency in the end.
Shift are shifted out of the competition.
Ace.
It's kind of a banger, yeah. Honestly, not gonna lie. I've unfortunately never heard it in any of my matches, but one day I believe that I too can pull off an ace. I'll just have to find you in matchmaking, Twiggy. I'm transitioning back to us for the last time today. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined us on this journey.
Actually, I don't think you are.
Oh, no. There's one map left somewhere else. I've been lied to. We're going to transition back to game if I can get there quickly enough. Look at me trying to get out of here. Twiggy, what a fool I was.
What a fool. Yeah, again, your ignorance and your... What's the word? I can't remember anymore. Either way, Evo Pink in their match point now, or series point, in fact.
Yep. This is it. We're on, again, a map 4. Maybe this time around we'll make it to map 5. It's Deska and stuff. It's Evo Pink, who we followed through the round of 32, looking to take down TLB X Shift. And they need to do it with a couple of wins here. It is TLBX Shift looking to close us out. Deska clean through the finish there. Will make it up into 2nd place. Nico Chan into 3rd. And TLBX Shift will stay on match point, but it's a stronger match point this time.
Yeah. At this point, I mean, well, obviously we haven't seen enough of the two teams to know exactly how this is going to go. We didn't see how Evo Pink got those 6 points. It could have been through 2 aces, in which case you never know what's going to happen, but...
Yeah, I'm just watching as the word Chan appeared on screen once, and so Twitch chat has just decided it must become
there it is.
A wall of You gotta respect it.
Weebs in!
Weebs, get in here! We're all up for it now. Nico Chan is going to bring us to a map 5, and I think that means we're going to get to spam it for a little while longer. Nico is currently in 1st place as well. A 1st and a 3rd. A 1st and a 4th would be enough to push us to map 5 right now and to bring Evo Pink to the brink of elimination.
Nico Chan is in fact ahead, spurred on by the IARs in chat. Spurred on. It's all going so well. But all they need to do is come first. One player of the team comes first. That is it. Shift move on to, well, series point now. Oh, but the overtake from his teammate. Nico Chan is not going to come first, but it is an ace. Oh, no, it's not an ace. But either way, it doesn't matter. Don't laugh at me. It doesn't matter. We move to series point.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it was nearly an ace.
Nico Chan saw the nams in chat and went, okay, no, I can't win anymore.
And if it had been an ace, you would have sounded so correct there, Twiggy. And unfortunately,
it would have sounded amazing.
Yeah,
I've already got. Look, I've had my moments this stream. That's.
We've
ups
all
and
had our
downs,
moments. And do you know
hills
what?
and valleys.
We're looking to find out whose moment it is right now. Who gets to compete in the top 8 of the EU regional? The gods heard you, Twiggy. They heard you say you liked freestyle. And so we'll go back there for one final time on this beautiful Saturday.
I was totally not being facetious when I said I liked freestyle. I'm so sad we only got to see 2 rounds of Flip of Faith.
Well, you know what? It could have been better. It could have been Gyroscope. And one day,
it could have.
One day we'll be back there for match 5. One day we'll make it again to the promised land. But today is not that day. We'll watch freestyle instead. And let's watch this first round. Let's figure out who we're backing on this one. Who has the better chance? Who looks more practiced on the random map?
So far, starting things off, as we saw last series, absolutely no real quantifiable difference to separate. Well, I can quantify it. It's 115 thousandths. Willox is behind everybody else, but in the end, that's not going to matter as soon as we get to the grand equalizer at the end of the map. So all even.
Yeah, that wall. That wall. That damn wall.
I mean,
it's a tough one to get past. Deska has the lead. Stuffed is behind him, but the opponents are right there. And Deska with a bit of the slide out as well. Didn't have the line he wanted. He has more speed than everyone else going into this finish too. Willox is trying to catch back up, but there is Deska and Stuffed crossing the line in first and second. An ace to kick things off in match 5.
So what a risky release can cost you there. Willox had the better line, but went just a slight bit too early. And wheel bonked. I mean, chances bonked. Mental broken. Evo Pink aced. It's over. That's it. Wrap it up.
Yep. No, I too love Eminem lyrics. That's mental broken, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's cars on the track all ready for this round, though, and it is slightly better for Shift. It was good for Shift all the way up until the last round anyway, where they were managing to keep up with Evo Pink, and Evo Pink just looking better through the identity. Can they keep up with that? Can they keep things going through the identity? Wheelox was closer, was close to sniping away, but the landing was just worse last time around.
Yeah, well, again, well, I was going to say all close, Nico-chan. Guys, you need to put my IAS in chat. He's 11 seconds back. I don't know, in the mud. Weaves in the mud, absolutely, but it's so close at the end. Deska manages just about to get that finish, 19 thousandths ahead, just about. But Stuffs is also... Oh, wait, never mind. I thought he was just coming up to the first. Obviously, the easy tracks are a little shorter. I saw him coming up to the wall. I was like, oh, he failed as well. No, not quite.
I can't believe that Wheelox nearly managed to snipe that as well. Tried to go for a right turn on the finish line, hoping to find a slightly shorter distance to that line just to get the overtake happen, and came within 19 thousandths. Couldn't do it though, and Evo Pink get the now famous 5-1 scoreline. An ace in the first round, a 1-3 in the second round, making sure that they are in the strongest possible position to win this match, to put themselves in the top 8, to guarantee 2 Trackmania World Tour points as well. The top team from Evo, they're looking good right now.
Yeah, although we saw what happened the last time a team was looking good on freestyle, and it was only about 10 minutes ago, so I feel like we're tempting fate there a little bit. Evo Pink 4 points ahead, but we saw our last losers. That's, what, 5 points ahead?
That's correct. There was a bit of a comeback there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least as correct as I'm capable of remembering in this moment. And that may not be very much, as Deska is going to be in the lead right now. Stuffed is getting an overtake on Nico-chan on the wall, and he's overtaking Wheelo as well. He will make the overtake stick, and we'll find it by 14 thousandths of a second. Evo Pink moved to 8-1, and they are looking to dominate Map 5 freestyle.
We'll see bros in the chat for that one. Absolutely unbelievable. Evo Pink now just need to win the round. 1-3 is good enough. I like the differences in that line meaning absolutely nothing. I like how you can take the outside route, you get more speed, absolutely cancelled out, you end up in the exact same place as everybody else.
It's fun to see, but whatever routes have been taken up until this point, well, all roads may just lead to an Evo Pink victory right now.
Denial
they had the one to Denial is not just a river in Egypt, I believe is the saying.
Oh,
right
no!
Now, Twiggy is definitely in denial. And the mud. And there's nobody in a wall right now. Nico-chan is moving into first place. No, Deska still has the speed, and Stuffs has much more speed over the top, but you can see an early landing means Nico-chan catching back up to Deska. It'll come down to the finish, and the finish is where Evo Pink have shone. Stuffs with a better landing could overtake Nico-chan. Deska with a finish would be fine. It is Nico-chan with a first place snipe to keep us locked in freestyle just a little bit longer.
Unless Willox misses this. Okay, all good, all good, all good. All good.
Bro, these matches don't end. They don't end. Every time you think they're going to end, they're going to end. And so what I'm going to do is, well, guarantee that this ends, that our day ends on the next round. 2 aces in a row for Shift. Yeah. 2 aces in a row for Shift. Guaranteed, 100% we're going to stay here for a little bit longer. I kind of, honestly, I want to see it. I'm cursing it out of existence, but it would be so cool.
I was absolutely wrong, by the way. That I completely forgot that if somebody doesn't finish, it's still a draw.
Yeah. It's fine. Look, it's been a long day already. There's another long one to go tomorrow, and that'll be a fun time. With high-quality matches the entire way through. And, of course, everyone should remember APAC will be on again tomorrow. I think Deska touching the wall is in fourth place right now. Is overtaking it first and second. It's close through the middle of the track. It is 2 cars in blue occupying the top 2 positions right now. Wheelock's a little ways behind. Nico-chan, again, goes for that slightly earlier landing behind Stuffs and Deska, but still behind Stuffs and Deska. A first place would be fine. Would be fine. Stuffs crashes out. Stuffs crashes out. And that means Nico-chan across the line, but Deska across the line, and Wheelock's across the line. And 1 point for Evo Pink. GG. Will get them 10 points. Will move Evo Pink into the top 8 of our regional.
A reminder that the top 8 gets you into the promotion relegation tournament up against the bottom 2 teams of challengers by the end of that. So it's a massive, massive, massive help for those guys. The top 16 do also get 1 World Tour point. So that's also, just don't worry about it. That's absolutely fine. There are more regionals to come. You can make your way back up. But obviously, tomorrow we're going to be going into the playoffs where the top team will get immediate entry into the All-Stars Championship. So that's all to play for now.
There's an awful lot still to come tomorrow. And as I was saying in the middle of that round, APAC is on before the EU Regional as well. And tonight, stick around for more Trackmania action as the Trackmania Challenger League takes place this evening. 8 of the best teams in Europe will be fighting. 8 of the best teams in the world will be playing against each other. Not the best 8 in the world, as TMGL does take place tomorrow night after our EU Regional finishes up. It's a weekend of Trackmania. It's a weekend of esports. Twiggy, it's been a very fun start to the weekend indeed. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined us here. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for the regional when myself and Twiggy return. In the meantime, make sure you stick around the channel. You don't want to miss the Challenger League.